else can they add?
Smash Ultimate needs no introduction. If you were a Nintendo fan between 2018 and 2021, you couldn't escape this game. And if you were a Smash Bros. Fan, you were likely closely following everything about this game. The reveals, the leaks, the speculation, and countless character wish lists. Oh, also, forgot to do my intro. Hey, how's it, Kirby here, and today I'm going to be talking about Smash Bros. At the time I'm writing this, Smash Ultimate has just turned 6 years old. It's meant a lot to me over the years, and I have fond memories from its reveal all the way to its final DLC characters. Smash Ultimate helped me connect with my friends, some of which I'm still close with to this day. So, to honor this game, I want to take a look back at it. I'll be discussing not only the game itself, but also the hype surrounding it, and of course, going over every reveal and even discussing a leak or two. So, sit back, relax, or maybe just put me on in the background while doing chores or something. I don't know. And if you liked the video and feel so inclined, leave a like and maybe consider subscribing, helps out a lot. And without further ado, on with the show. So, Smash Ultimate is a massive game including 86 characters from all across gaming, featuring icons such as Mario, Sonic, Mega Man, Pikachu, Minecraft Steve, Solid Snake, and plenty others. But how did we get here? Well, I'm glad you asked. To answer that, come with me back to the 90s and let me introduce you to a man named Masahiro Sakurai. If you ask a Smash fan who he is, they'll tell you he's the second coming of Christ. But if you ask anyone else who he is, they'll tell you he's the creator of Kirby and Smash Bros. Back in the late 90s, he and Satoru Iwata developed a prototype of a game called Dragon King the Fighting Game. It used mannequins as characters and was the basis for what would become Smash Bros. Sakurai thought the characters should be more recognizable and likable, and Iwata talked to Shigeru Miyamoto about including characters such as Mario, although he was a bit hesitant at first. But Sakurai created another prototype of the game featuring Mario, Donkey Kong, Samus, and Fox. He showed it to higher ups at Nintendo and was given the green light. Super Smash Bros. Released on the N64 on January 21st, 1999 in Japan and April 26, 1999 in America. The game had a roster of Mario, Link, Donkey Kong, Samus, Fox, Pikachu, Yoshi, and Kirby, with 4 unlockable characters in the form of Luigi, Captain Falcon, Ness, and Jigglypuff. These 12 are known as the original 12 and are mainstays of the series, appearing in every game. Normally when people discuss new Smash Bros. Rosters, cutting any of these is sacrilege. Shortly after this, Sakurai told others that there would be another Smash Bros. Game on the upcoming GameCube. By July of 1999, Sakurai had already worked out a development plan for a new game. And here's the real crazy part, the game was made in just 13 months, during which Sakurai took little time to rest. The drive of this man is absolutely insane. But on November 21st, 2001, the world was introduced to Super Smash Bros. Melee. This game, to this day, is a big deal, being one of the most played games in terms of competitive gaming, with tournaments and events still going on for it 23 years later. Nintendo is even aware of the game's continued popularity as they released a GameCube controller specifically for Smash 4 on the Wii U and again for Ultimate on the Switch. The base game roster included newcomers such as Bowser, Peach, Ice Climbers, and Zelda, who could transform into Sheik, who would later go on to be her own character in later games. New unlockables included Dr. Mario, Ganondorf, Falco, Youngling, Pichu, Mewtwo, Mr. Game & Watch, Marth, and Roy. Take note of those last two, they're from Fire Emblem. Melee is where Smash Bros. Really started to show its impact and importance on gaming as a whole, as Fire Emblem was a Japan-exclusive series at the time of its release. However, in 2003, Fire Emblem The Blazing Blade was released worldwide. This was the first time Fire Emblem released outside of Japan, and there's no doubt this is in due part to Melee's inclusion of Marth and Roy, which introduced so many people to this series who otherwise never would have heard of it. Nowadays, Fire Emblem is one of the main Nintendo franchises, with a new entry releasing every few years. It's crazy to think that without Melee, the series probably wouldn't be anywhere near as notable as it is today. But cut forward to 2005, and oh hey, here's the part where I'm alive! I mean, I'm still not conscious yet, but I am alive. At E3 that year, Satoru Iwata was selling the crowd on the upcoming Wii, then called the Revolution. So it was confirmed to the masses that a new Smash Bros. Game was coming. One problem, Sakurai was never told about this. Yeah, there was no Smash Bros. Yet. So the next day Iwata met with him and they had a conversation which I can only imagine went like this. Hey, Sakurai buddy. Hey, so, you know that upcoming console we have? You know, the Revolution? Yeah, so, can you make a Smash Bros. For that? Are you serious? Yeah, I'm serious. Okay, sure. At E3 2006, a trailer was shown and revealed a few newcomers. It revealed Meta Knight, Zero Suit Samus, Wario, and Pit. Oh, also Solid Snake was there. Hey, wait a minute. Snake? From Metal Gear? That's not a Nintendo! Yes, this game introduced third-party characters to Smash Bros., something the series had never seen before. This was a game changer. From this point on, no one was off the table. If you were from a video game, you could be in Smash at some point, and character wishlists were never the same. Something really neat about Brawl's lead-up to release was the Smash Dojo, a website that would post daily updates about Brawl, detailing everything from characters, the stages, even game modes. It listed everything possible. One of the biggest things revealed on the site was the fact that Sonic would be in the game. You notice how I said that so plainly? Yeah, so Nintendo, even today, they still drop bombs like this on regular Tuesday. Like, you can't just talk about the Switch 2 like it's nothing, and I'm getting off topic anyway. Sonic the Hedgehog was added to Smash Bros. This was a massive deal. Anyone who knows anything about gaming knows that Nintendo and Sega had a huge rivalry in the 90s, and now here was Sonic and Smash Bros. And because of this, Snake being the first third-party character revealed doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I mean, it's Sonic. It would be a no-brainer to reveal him as the first third-party character. Maybe it wasn't completely worked out yet at the time of that E3 2006 trailer, who knows. It's also worth mentioning that Metal Gear creator Hideo Kojima specifically requested Snake be in Brawl. Fun fact, the Smash Dojo is still up almost 20 years later. You can still go and see it today, I think that's neat. On March 9th, 2008, Brawl was released, and, well, some people were underwhelmed by it. This game had awkward controls with the Wiimote. It's not very competitively viable. It was targeted at the Wii's casual market. This was the first game that cut characters from the roster, those being Dr. Mario, Young Link, Mewtwo, Pichu, and Roy. But you know what they say, you cut a Roy, you get an Ike. Not only him, but you also get the aforementioned Zero Suit Samus, Meta Knight, Wario, Pit, Snake, and Sonic. But we also got King Dedede, Toon Link, Diddy Kong, Wolf, Lucario, Pokemon Trainer, Lucas, Olimar, and Rob. Not only did Brawl introduce the first third-party characters to the franchise, it also added Final Smashes and Assist trophies. The latter, of course, would go on to break the hearts of many Waluigi fans for years to come. But, of course, the most famous feature of Brawl, its story mode, the Subspace Emissary. That's right, this game has a story mode, and honestly, it's pretty cool. The story is weird, but that's not what you're here for. You're here to see all these Nintendo characters and Sonic and Snake interacting with each other, and you get that. It's exactly what you'd want out of a game like Smash Bros, and unfortunately we never got it again. Oh, also in this game, Sonic shows up to easily defeat the main villain at the end. Absolute king shit right there, man. So that's Brawl, and okay, I'm just gonna admit, I've never played any of the first 4 games, like, not even Brawl. I don't have any thoughts here, really. I mean, yeah, Brawl came out in my lifetime, but I mean, my Wii library was limited to what my parents got me every now and then. You guys like Lego Indiana Jones? But enough about my limited childhood gaming experience. If you want Brawl in-depth, go watch Scott the Woz. He made a 30-minute video on it. We're here on the clock, and we gotta get to Ultimate. Oh, wait, there's 10 years of history left. Well, okay, let me talk about Smash 4. E3 2011, Iwata was still trying to sell people on the Wii U, and oh, he did again. He told everyone about the new Smash Bros. Game that would be on there that didn't exist yet. See, at this time, Sakurai was working on Kid Icarus Uprising, which didn't finish until October 2011. But in early 2012, Sakurai and his team got moving, and Bandai Namco was contacted as the lead developer for the game. And that was kinda it for a while. At E3 that year, Nintendo didn't really say anything about Smash Bros. But it would be a following year's E3 that got things moving. Nintendo decided to not go out on a stage this year as there was no stage. Instead, Nintendo was doing their E3 presentation online. This was when Nintendo Directs weren't yet perfected, so the whole show wasn't the best. I mean, there were issues with buffering for a lot of people, but everyone's eyes were on the big trailer here, which I think ruins its own reveal. You know, it starts off with a Smash Bros. Cross opening up to Animal Crossing, which right away tells you a villager is going to be in the game. It might have been a more effective reveal if they tried to make you think the reveal is for a new Animal Crossing, which is funny considering they did that exact thing for Isabelle's trailer 5 years later. But otherwise, this is a really good trailer showing off the graphics for both the Wii U and 3DS version. And that's right, this game had 2 different versions, one for Wii U and one for the console that kept Nintendo alive in this era. And, huh?
Oh, fuck you! Oh, fuck you! Yo! 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 Let's go! Let's fucking go!
Yeah, Mega Man would be joining Smash 4's roster. Over the next year, more would come out about the game. New fighters, characters, stages, the works. But on September 13th, 2014 in Japan and October 3rd, 2014 in America, Smash 4 released for 3DS. Yeah, they released the 3DS version first, for some reason. But later in October, it would be revealed that Smash 4 would be the first game in the series with DLC, revealing Mewtwo as the first DLC character. Whoa. But on November 21st, 2014, Smash would officially release on Wii U. In America, it didn't release in Japan until December 6th. Weird. But the game launched with Villager, Mega Man, Rosalina and Luma, Bowser Jr., Greninja, Little Mac, Robin, Lucina, Palutena, Dark Pit, Wii Fit Trainer, Shulk, Duck Hunt, Pac-Man, Mii Brawler, Mii Swordflyer, and Mii Gunner. Oh, you could also kind of count Charizard as a newcomer, but not really, with Squirtle and Ivysaur being cut. Joining them on the chopping block were Snake, Ice Climbers, and Wolf. Ice Climbers being cut due to technical limitations of the 3DS. Of course, DLC would be released until February 2016. Lucas and Roy joined Mewtwo in the Club of Veterans returning in DLC, and of course we got newcomers with Ryu, Cloud, Corrin, and Bayonetta, the last of which would piss off a lot of competitive fans because of how OP she was. Fun fact, this game is how I was introduced to Smash Bros. No, not because I played, I mean, have you been paying attention? I only ever played Ultimate. In late 2015, I stumbled across Retrospective, a channel you may or may not have heard of. I watched his Smash 4 videos, which he mainly made, and I learned about the game and its characters. I became more of a fan of the series over time, and thought about characters I would want to see in the game. By the middle of 2016, I was a Smash Bros. Fan, except I had never played the game and only seen footage of Smash 4. But with Smash 4 done, there was only one thing left to do. On July 11th, Satoru Iwata unfortunately passed away. However, he did leave one final objective for Sakurai, and to honor his friend and colleague, it was time to build the ultimate Smash Bros. The month is March 2018, and the Switch is about to turn a year old. Everyone is still playing and loving the new games like Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey, but a question on everyone's mind is, when's Smash Bros? But we wouldn't have to wait long to find out. Nintendo announced they had a Direct for March 8th, and I and many others sat down to watch that night. This was a pretty solid Direct. It was during that period where Nintendo supported both the Switch and 3DS, so to start with 3DS announcements, we got some pretty decent things here: WarioWare Gold, Mario Luigi's Bowser's Inside Story, Detective Pikachu, and the Luigi's Mansion port. But eventually it was time for the Switch games, and we start with a section on Kirby Star Allies going over Dream Friends, a whole 6 minutes on Mario Tennis, good lord, and Captain Toad Treasure Tracker got a Switch and 3DS port. Oh my god, it's Undertale on Switch! We got the Crash and Insane Trilogy and Little Nightmares on Switch. That's cool. This is the Direct where Splatoon 2 Octo Expansion was announced. But before the Direct closed out, we were told the words everyone loves hearing one of these things.
Oh, well, actually, we have one more announcement. Please take a look at our last video for the day.
Oh boy, what's it gonna be? Oh, it's just more Splatoon. And this is really similar to how the trailer for our first game started. Oh, hold on, what's going on here? Oh, what is that? Oh my god!
Oh my! Oh my! Oh my god! Oh my fucking god! Holy shit!
Looks like Smash Bros is back on the menu, and you know what that means. Speculation, character wish lists, leaks, fake leaks, and the question on everyone's mind, is this a new game or a poor Smash 4 with some new things? Oh, Link has his Breath of the Wild look. Will Zelda have hers? For the next 3 months, it was nothing but speculation and hype to get us through to E3. But in the meantime, let's go over some of the most requested characters around this time, really get a feel of who people wanted. And 3 of the biggest heavy hitters were Ridley, Banjo, and Geno. It felt like you couldn't look at any character wishlist without seeing one of these 3. But other popular requests were Sora, Crash Bandicoot, Dante from Devil May Cry, Lloyd Irving, Shadow, Tails, Shantae, Bandana Wildie, Travis Touchin, Isaac from Golden Sun, Rayman, King K. Rool, the Chorus Kids from Rhythm Heaven, Paper Mario, Skull Kid, and of course, the character who stands on the line of ironic and unironic, Waluigi. But those were the popular requests. I personally have my own list, which I posted online to my Scratch account, which, yeah, I had one of those as a kid. And in my annoying 13-year-old voice, I slowly went over 10 characters I wanted. So let's go over that list in my annoying 20-year-old voice. So I start off by explaining that there won't be any indie characters on the list. What? I specifically mentioned Sans and Cuphead. I've been a fan of Undertale since 2016. What am I going on about here? Anyway, I talk about how these are my personal opinions, and I mean, yeah, obviously. Alright, number 10, who is it? Oh, it's Dixie Kong. Yeah, I don't know why I had this weird liking for a Donkey Kong series in 2018. If I made a list today, she probably wouldn't be on it. It'd be cool, but I mean, I can live without her. For number 9, we have
Big Smoke because he ordered 2 number 9s.
Oh, haha, funny joke. You peeked the mic. Great job, kid. Anyway, who's the real number 9?
Rayman.
Oh! Yeah, I still want Rayman. Despite the aforementioned limited childhood lineup of games I had, Rayman Origins for the PS Vita was actually one of the first video games I ever played, so I've always been a fan of the series. And at number 8, we have Steve, and oh hey, here's one that actually came true. It wasn't long after I made this list that he moved to my number 1 spot. Honestly, I had Steve on the list of characters I wanted to see in Smash since I found out it exists. I mentioned the idea of him using TNT in his moveset. I'll give myself a point for that one. Number 7 is Daisy, and that's 2 in a row for characters that actually got in. I actually predicted exactly how she'd get in. Say it with me now. Peach Clone. I might have been annoying, but I was onto something when I was pretty excited when she actually got in as the first new Echo fighter. Number 6 is Cranky Kong, and again with the Donkey Kong characters. Like Dixie, if I made a new list, he probably wouldn't be on it. At number 5, we have the Excitebike guy. I had him on the list because no one ever suggested it, and it would be a cool retro pick. Highly unlikely though, because how do you make a moveset out of Wario's side special? Number 4 was Obama. No, just kidding, it's Maxwell from Scribblenauts. Yeah, I still stand by this. I know Scribblenauts is technically owned by Warner Brothers and they hate money, but man, it'd be cool. Number 3 is Gooey, and sure, yeah, I like him. I think he's more likely to appear as an assist trophy now, but I mean, yeah, he's cool. Number 2 was Captain Toad. Again, probably would be a cool assist trophy, but I wouldn't be mad if he was an actual fighter. But, of course, at number 1, we have Marks. Yeah, I was heartbroken when I found out he's a boss, but hey, at least he's actually in the game. At the time I made this list, Kirby Star Allies was still fresh in my mind, and I loved Marks in that game. Not only that, but his moveset writes itself, because in Star Allies, pretty much everyone gets a moveset that could easily be translated to Smash. And now with my work from almost 7 years ago critiqued, I want to talk about a leak from around this time, probably one of the earliest leaks for Smash Ultimate. It showed Springman and Decidueye on the Spring Stadium stage, even moving the camera around. But shortly after, the creator came forward explaining how he made the fake leak. But after 3 months of hype, it was time for E3 and all eyes were on Nintendo. The day was June 12th. I decided to skip school today. It was one of the last days anyway, I had more important things to do today. After showing us some Xenoblade DLC in a game no one has thought about in the last 5 years, the legendary Reggie came in to guide us through this year's E3, already hinting at Smash Bros.
To a smashing invitational cheered by fans and challengers?
Oh yeah, you know what we're here for. Super Mario Party and Fire Emblem 3 Houses were announced, and Reggie said Fortnite. Hollow Knight, Octopath Traveler, man, when's Smash Bros? I love Nintendo's confidence this year. They know exactly what we're here for.
Now, it's time to share information on a certain title. I'll turn it over to someone I think you know.
And there was the man of the hour. Sakurai was here to grace us with his presence. But he got right to business, telling everyone who was going to be in this game with a roster introduction video, who was cut, who was returning. We were all about to find out. It started with some of the usual suspects, Mario, Samus, Kirby, Bowser, Link. Yeah, I'd be scared they weren't here. Of course, Marth was going to be here, and Zelda had a new design, but it wasn't her Breath of the Wild look. Mewtwo is here, that's good. Oh, and there's Sonic with a new look to his final Smash. Oh, that's interesting. The Ice Climbers are back, yes! Alright, there's the Inklings, we knew they'd be here. Zero Sam, whoa, Wii Fit Trainer, what are you doing here? Oh, sweet, you found your Pokemon, Red, good job. Hey, they're back. Oh, Ness and Lucas, okay. Oh, Ryu's back, that's cool. Hey, wait a minute, Cloud, what are you doing here? What? Jigglypuff and Pichu. Oh, they're serious, aren't they? Bayonetta, yup, they're really doing it. Dr. Mario, Rob, and Duck Hunt. Oh, yeah, it's happening. Toon Link and Young Link. Oh my god, okay, wow, they're really just letting anyone in now. Rosalina, DDD, the Mii's, Wario, Little Mac, Pac-Man, Shulk, Wolf, Mega Man. Yep, that's everyone ever. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Yeah, you're damn right it is. Oh, and Luigi and Yoshi. Yeah, I guess we forgot about them, didn't we? And to top it all off, a banner was shown off with everyone on it. It's a shame Nintendo never officially released a print of this in any way. Sakurai was insane for this, but from the start, he was making one thing clear. This was a game for the fans. After this bombshell, no wait, this was a nuke shell. After this nuke shell, Sakurai discussed how all the fighters changed this time around, be it new moves, alts, final smashes, what have you. It was also mentioned that final smashes were streamlined and get right to the point this time around. We found out that Zelda doesn't have a Breath of the Wild design because in Breath of the Wild she's more into research. Okay. Clones were given an official name, that being Echo Fighters, and right after this we were treated to a new Echo Fighter in the form of I told you so! That's right, Daisy was at it, exactly how I said. Such a great moment, not only because I like Daisy, but because I was right. And after this, Sakurai hit us with...
And here's a new fighter.
Oh, who was it? Oh, it's just Inkling. Don't scream like that, man. The question of how Inklings will play was answered, and we got the Squid Sisters as an assist trophy. Nice. Oh, speaking of assist trophies, the Day of Reckoning is here. Pour one out for Waluigi fans. Bro was used to show how you could now KO assist trophies. This was the moment many Waluigi fans started crying. Also pour one out for Bomberman fans. Oh, and there's Starfy. But after that bloodbath, we saw some new items. And after all that, it was time to go over some stages, showing off a lot of returning stages, as well as a few new ones like Moray Towers and the Great Plateau Tower. It was confirmed that every stage would get a battlefield and a mega form. Cool. But as everything was coming to a close, we got confirmation that GameCube controllers were compatible with Ultimate because...
For many of you, it just isn't the same without them.
Again, you can tell he wants to please the fans. And oh hey, one last announcement. This is gonna be something good, I can feel it. Is this like a story mode cutscene or something? Oh my god, Mega Man's dead! They killed Mario too? Wait. No way. It's gotta be. They're doing it. They're finally adding it. Oh my god.
It's fucking Ridley! It's Ridley! There's no fucking way! Oh my god! I was fucking wrong, dude! I was wrong! And I'm gladly eating my words! I'm gladly eating my words! Holy shit!
This was and still is a big deal. For years, people have asked for Ridley to be playable. He appeared as a boss in Brawl and was a stage hazard in Smash 4. This led to the belief that Ridley was too big to be in Smash, but Sakurai was on a mission to make everyone happy. And to top everything off, we wouldn't have to wait long to see this game. December 7th couldn't get here any quicker. But in the meantime, we had the Smash Ultimate website going up right after E3. This is a neat little website. You're treated to Everyone Is Here banner front and center so you can see it in full detail. There's pages for information about the game, a page for all the fighters, how to play game, stages, and items, you know, the usual stuff. And you could even listen to a few music tracks from the game. Every fighter page has screenshots of them so you can look at their alts, and there's a video showcasing each of them. It was a good bit to chew on before the game released. We could see some gameplay at the Smash Ultimate Invitational after the E3 Direct, but that was pretty much it. We were left with nothing but immense hype and the question of who was next. The madman went at it Ridley. I mean, what other widely requested character will we see join the game? Geno, Bandanity, Banjo, K-Rool? It felt like the sky was the limit this time around. And of course, we again wouldn't have to wait long to find out more. The day is August 8th, and every Smash fan is up bright and early to watch the newest Direct. Literally, this thing happened at like 10 AM Eastern Time. However, we might have already known who was about to be revealed. On the Smash Bros website I mentioned, the music on the site is sourced from an official YouTube channel that hosts the tracks. The Galleon melody track had its name changed to Bloody Tears / Monster Dance just a day or so before the Direct, which seemingly confirmed that we were about to get a Castlevania character. As the Direct opened up, we were greeted by a cloaked figure and Luigi running through a castle getting scared out of his mind by Castlevania enemies. This is honestly one of my favorite trailers. I like Luigi. Oh my god, Luigi's dead! But a whip comes in and knocks the Grim Reaper away. The figure rips off his cloak and reveals... Castlevania! Oh, Simon Belmont! Yup, Simon was actually in. But after seeing a bit of the Dracula boss fight, we find out he's not alone. He also has Richter as an Echo fighter. Luigi's okay. Sakurai went over how Simon and Richter were here to make Christianity look badass. After going over how Richter is a little different from Simon, Sakurai showed us 2 new Echo fighters, those being Dark Samus and Chrom, both of which were cool to see. They have their fans and now those fans are happy. Sakurai even pointed this out. Again, you can tell he wants to make everyone happy. We gotta look at more returning stages as well as New Donk City. Odyssey representation, you'll love to see it. We also got a stage count, being a whopping 103. We gotta look at Stage Morph, a pretty cool feature. We also got a nice metric, that being the amount of music in the game. Almost 1,000 tracks. God damn. Another neat thing was that you could play music with your Switch screen off and headphones plugged in. I love the Nintendo iPod. This Direct was full of things that are just quality of life things, or things that are neat, but you really don't think about that often. We also gotta look at new items, Pokemon, and... oh no. It's time for another bloodbath. Pour one out for fans of Zero, Knuckles, Crystal, and Shovel Knight. But hey, at least he's the first indie assist trophy, so that's at least worth something. We gotta look at the Rathalos boss fight, which is a massive assist trophy as well. After that, we gotta look at the main menu with a mysterious section censored because they can't talk about it yet. Interesting. Well, that's the Direct, and... hey, what's that rumbling?
Don't do it! Please don't do it! Don't do it! Please don't do it!
Oh! Adventure mode! Oh my god, what is this?
My nigga can't rule, bro!
Oh, 10K rule! This is gotta be if this is 10K rule, they're showing all the villains, it's 10K rule. Oh my god, it's 10K rule!
The leaks were real. I know Roger's base has to be losing his mind right now.
It's gotta be 10K rule! No way! No!
I think fan service is complete for Smash Brothers. K. Rool made it. Motherfucking Ridley made it. Motherfucking Simon Belmont made it.
King K. Rool's gonna come out and kill King Dedede, bro. Dedede, you asshole. Come on, no! Oh! Oh! King K. Rool comes aboard! Oh!
Another dream come true for many. King K. Rool was finally in the game, and some empty spaces on the banner were filled out with the new characters. This was a really cool part of every reveal going forward, seeing how the new character would look on the banner and where they'd be. After the Direct was over, fans pointed out that on the menu section, if you pause at a certain moment, you can make out some of the letters, seemingly confirming the title of the section to be Spirits. This led a lot of people to speculate on its meaning. Maybe that's why these shows were killing off the characters, because you have to save their spirits, maybe in a story mode? This was the popular theory at the time, but we wouldn't know until closer to release. Something worth mentioning from the August Direct that was heavily talked about in the community wasn't even an announcement, nor was it something that was even mentioned. Behind Sakurai in the Direct were 2 chairs, one purple and one yellow. This led people to somehow believe that Skull Kid would be announced as a playable character at some point. See, it's because there's 2 fairies in Majora's Mask, and one is yellow and the other is purple, and they're tied to Skull Kid. I don't know, I'm not well versed in Zelda stuff. But that's not all. There were some people who believed that Waluigi was confirmed by these chairs. Yeah, that's right. Some Waluigi fans were still in the denial stage of grief at this point. Smash fans in 2018 could go toe-to-toe with FNAF fans in terms of overanalyzing things, but I can confidently say 6 years later, these were just chairs. The month is September 2018. Nintendo fans and Smash Bros fans are being fed very well this year. Would you like another? Have another, says Nintendo. And like the other Directs this year, it was a very solid one. We got the announcement of Luigi's Mansion 3. See, I told you he's okay. We got some 3DS headlines like Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn, Luigi's Mansion, Bowser's Inside Story, and the last known appearance of Yokai watching a Direct. After going over a whopping 4 games, the 3DS section was over. It was time for some Switch headlines, starting with Mega Man 11, and then Mario Tennis Acres got an update. Okay. New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe was announced here, and this is where the downfall of society as we knew it began. Here we got information on Nintendo Switch Online, which I forgot didn't launch until it was almost time for Smash Bros. Well, they knew what they were doing. We got a new trailer for Yoshi's Crafted World, and I feel like this is foreshadowing.
With Pandemic.
We got a bunch of Final Fantasy stuff, and then the announcement of a Smash Bros. Special Edition Switch bundle. Nice. All of that was topped off with, oh cool, new Animal Crossing. Wait, what? Isabelle was confirmed for Smash and not as an Echo Fighter. After this, we meet up with our favorite capitalistic raccoon, Tom Nook, explaining that he has other things to do, and confirms that new Animal Crossing is coming to Switch in 2019. Yeah, I'm sure it is. And with another direct done, the hype train kept on rolling with no signs of stopping, and with less than 3 months to go, who knew how many surprises we had waiting for us? On October 24th, 2018, an image was posted to Snapchat, seeming to contain a complete Smash Ultimate banner, including characters that weren't yet revealed. The characters were Isaac from Golden Sun, Banjo and Kazooie, Shadow the Hedgehog, Ken from Street Fighter, the Chorus Kids from Rhythm Heaven, Geno, and Mock Rider. This image blew up in the community with everyone trying to figure out if it was real or not. The image contained an unseen render of the Grinch from Illumination's then upcoming Grinch movie, which is why this is called the Grinch Leak. Adding to its legitimacy, the image contained a blank battlefield from the banner's background. This had never been seen before. On top of this, the renders of all the characters featured couldn't be found anywhere else on the internet. And on top of all of that, 4chan did his 4chan thing and found the photographer's LinkedIn, discovering that he had ties to the company Marina PLV and ACP PLV, which specialized in printing for media advertising. This made many people believe that the leak was, without a doubt, real. But of course, a week later, the Grinch Leak would be confirmed to be fake, all by the simple inclusion of Incineroar. This was one of the most legendary fake leaks in Smash history, right up there with the infamous Rayman leak of the Smash 4 days, and honestly, just a massive you had to be there moment. It was really exciting for that week, not knowing if the leak was real or not, looking at every pixel of the image for any inconsistency. To this day, no one knows for sure who did the Grinch leak or how it was even made. All we know is that it will live on in Smash history as a legendary fake leak. Speaking of the way the leak was deconfirmed, the month, you know the drill by now. November 1st, 2018 is one of like 5 historical dates in 2018 for Smash fans. Ask anyone what happened this day and they'll tell you exactly where they were and what they were doing. Most of them were sat down watching the direct and subsequently partying as a result. I skipped school again for this one. Who needs an education when the Grinch Leak is about to be either confirmed or deconfirmed? And this was it. The big one. The final direct before the release of the game. Who was left to reveal? Was the Grinch Leak true? Sakurai graced us with his presence once more and we were all ready for anything he had to tell us. We open on a boxing ring. Who's Lil Mac fighting? Ken is here and my heart is racing. Is the Grinch Leak true? Is this it? No, Lil Mac is dead, but someone else is there.
There he is. There he is. God damn it! Fuck this!
No!
Show him die.
Oh! Everything's a lie! There he is!
Number 69.
Oh my god, Incineroar is character number 69.
The Grinch died.
The Grinch just died.
The Grinch has died. The leak is fake. Incineroar is here and he has killed not only the Grinch but also Ken. I think the interesting thing here is that he has the same art here as he does in the leak. And there it was, the full roster for this insane game. After this, some new amiibo were shown off, and yup, those are certainly amiibo. But after this, Sakurai explained that trophies were really hard to develop and honestly, not needed for this game, and began explaining the replacement for this game in the form of spirits. Alright, here we go. What are spirits? Let's find out.
And I don't mean the spooky kind.
Oh, good. The lore here is that Smash Bros. Fighters are toys in the real world, which, by the way, I think we kind of lost that plot about like 2 games ago. But these spirits are characters that lost their physical form. Yeah, this is kind of weird to establish because it's never really touched on, like, ever again. A lot of this stuff I plan on going over when I talk about the game at large later, so sorry Sakurai, I'd love for you to explain spirits to everyone, but I have thoughts on them and I have the talking stick. Sorry. After this, Sakurai goes into detail about online play, how matchmaking works, GSP, all that kind of stuff. Oh, but look at the time! Heartbreak o'clock! Assist trophies must be getting announced, starting with Shadow to really piss on the Grinch's grave. Pour some more out, y'all. Isaac and Springman fans, maybe next time. Probably not. And then more quality of life things, settings, the options menu. We're gonna go over this later, don't you worry. But if you thought killing hopes for characters ended at assist trophies, wrong! Me costumes, count them! Not only is Springman deconfirmed, but so is Ribbon Girl, and look, it's Chibi Robo, the me! Oh, and is that custom Robo I see? Sorry, Labo Man believers, but this is probably the only way Labo is gonna be represented, like, ever. But after that, it was time to confirm DLC. Yeah, you thought we were done? The hype train never stops! It was here that the Fires Pass was confirmed, and we'd be getting 5 DLC characters until the beginning of 2020. Oh, but a bonus for buying the Fires Pass was a Rex Me costume, deconfirming him for DLC. But it was time for Sakurai to give us something really neat, a bonus you get for free for buying Smash Ultimate early. Piranha Plant. Wait, what?
This is Gino! Wait, what? What? What?
Is Piranha Plant a... Hey.
What?
What the
What?
fuck?
What?
Wait, what? Wait!
What the fuck, Sakurai?
Yeah, this confused just about everyone when it was revealed. If there's one thing consistent in every Smash game, it's joke characters. Characters added specifically just to be funny and question why they're there. Even after this whole trailer, even a goddamn amiibo being shown off, I didn't believe it was real. I thought it was a joke, but no, Piranha Plant was a real character in the game. And after that, there was of course one last announcement. A new adventure mode would be in this game, and it wouldn't be like Subspace, but it was still an adventure mode. And it was time for one of those shocking reveals.
I'm recording this all for later.
Oh my god,
Let a single one get away. Kirby's mad!
We're talking about the spirits thing, right? Is this a cutscene? Is this actually a story mode? Oh my god! What the fuck is that?
What is this?
We'll each need to take
Oh
down
my
the
freaking
battle.
dialogue!
It's so hot!
Freaking dialogue!
It's so hot! We'll win this. I
Voice
know we
acting?
will.
This looks so serious.
Yo! Oh my god. With the opening characters. Oh my god. Oh! That's again.
Falcon couldn't even escape. Wow. The fucking Inklings. Everybody's getting caught.
Oh, they fell because of how big.
Can we talk about this is literally a snap from
Yeah, this is Smash
Avengers?
Bros. Infinity War.
Yeah, this is Infinity War.
Okay, who lives?
As if killing off a character or two in reveal trailers wasn't enough, now the entire roster was being killed at once. All except for Kirby, who escaped on his Warp Star because Sakurai loves his son. And actually leads to my favorite moment in like any reaction ever. Such a lovely moment. Also, something that just added to the insane amount of hype that had already been built up was this new song, a lyrical rendition of the game's theme.
In our eyes, did a fading sunrise in the dark, glimmering shadows.
I love when games do this. But that is World of Light, the new adventure mode for Smash Ultimate, and if that cutscene was anything to go by, we were in for quite the treat. And with just one more month to go, the hype train was going full speed ahead, and no one planned to get off until we arrived at December 7th.
Cling on to life.
This is Joker. I've infiltrated the theater.
The hype train did have one more stop before release, however. A lot of people didn't tune into this year's Game Awards, but those who did were treated to one last surprise before the game was released. The first character from the Fighters Pass was revealed here, that being none other than Joker from Persona 5. Yeah, it was pretty crazy waking up December 7th and seeing the headline Joker revealed for Smash when I turned my Switch like, damn, today's the day and they already revealed the first DLC character. Awesome! At the time, I only knew who Joker was because Relax likes the game. Add Persona to us, the franchise got a popularity boost thanks to Smash. But the day had finally arrived. Surprisingly enough, I didn't skip school this time around because I was 14 and would need a way to GameStop and my dad didn't get off work until after school was over. And also at this point I snapped out of my who needs school phase. But that didn't stop me from thinking non-stop about Smash Bros that day, eagerly awaiting for my chance to get my hands on the copy of the game I've been waiting most of the year for. Hell, I remember at one point during the day I watched a video showcasing every Kirby hat in the game. But it was finally time. The school day was over and it was time to head to GameStop. I bought my copy of the game and went home, and it was time for my life to change. I booted up the game, picked Mario because I figured what better character to learn the game with than Mario, and then I proceeded to get my ass kicked by a CPU. This was my first time playing any Smash game after all. But through the night, I quickly picked up on how to play, played as Kirby for a bit, and of course went to World of Light. It was nothing short of actual magic that night. I played the game pretty much every day from that point on. I even brought my Switch to school with me, that way I could do a few more spirit battles in World of Light. But I could go on and on about my memories playing with friends or even by myself. I've sunk almost 600 hours into this game over the years, so why don't I actually talk about the game itself? Well, this is it. When you boot up the game, you're treated to an opening movie, and, well, this is pretty standard as far as Smash opening movies go. You get to see all the base game characters running around doing stuff. There's a Fox Final Destination No Items reference, that's actually pretty neat. But once that's all over, it's off to the main menu, and this menu is pretty sleek looking. You can easily understand what you're getting into and how to get there. Smash 4 made something smaller, and it has a section dedicated to 8-player Smash in the sub-menu. On the contrary, this menu is easy to understand. Everything is front and center. You get 5 options to choose from: Smash, Spirits, Games and More, The Vault, and Online. There's also an eShop icon, but you can't really miss it. It just takes you to the eShop. There's also a sidebar here where you can view your Spirit collection, play local wireless, get the news, go into settings, or get help. But we can't just stare at the menu all day, let's actually play the game! And where better to start than a meat and potatoes, the Smash section. So the Smash submenu gives you 5 options. You can do regular battles, or you can play an attorney, squad strike, or do special Smash. There's also this little button down here which lets you customize the controls. The neat part is it assigns controls to player names. Let's say you're playing with a friend who doesn't like your control scheme. Well, first off, no one asked for his opinion, but to appease him, you can go into his name and change his control scheme. Or if you want to be a real dickhead, you can go into your friend's name and swap the directions, reassign every button, and the next time you meet up, he beats you in real life. Anyway, moving on to Smash mode, it's pretty standard affair here. Choose the rule set, pick a stage, select a character, and you're off to the races. Okay, well, there's a few extra details to touch on here. There's a ton of customization with rule sets. First up, you choose between time, stock, and stamina. If you choose time, the default is set to 2 minutes and 30 seconds, but you can make it as little as 1 minute or as big as forever. If you select stock, the default is 3 stocks, but you can go up to 99 if you hate yourself and others. You can choose if Final Smash meter and spirits are on or off, set the default CPU level. Damage handicap lets you choose how much damage you start off with. If it's off, everyone starts at 0%, but if it's on, well, you can choose how much you start with. You can set what the stage selection is, allowing anyone take the wheel and choose anything, have the losers pick, make everyone take turns choosing, have it all be random all the time, forever, set it to be only Battlefield and Omega, only Battlefield, or only Omega, or go through every stage in order if you're so inclined. Of course, you can also choose what items appear and how often they appear, or just turn them off entirely. You also get to choose what stages that don't appear when you select random. Big day for all Pac-Land haters out there. You can just turn it off. You can toggle stage morph and stage hazards on and off, set the launch rate to see what pausing if you're evil. Hell, you know what, let's just stop showing damage while we're at it. In the stage selection screen, you can choose whether you want a random normal, Battlefield, or a Mega form stage, or choose a specific stage and you get to choose which form of it you want. You can also select which music track you want to play on it if you're so inclined. And after all of that, it's finally time to choose which character you want to play as. But you better believe there's more to this screen. You can select if you want the battle to be a free-for-all or team battle, and of course you can select the number of players and who's going to be a CPU, amiibo, or actual person. But yeah, that's Smash mode. It's where you go for most normal battles. But that's not all this section has to offer. There's also Squad Strike. You start off by selecting a rule set, and for this mode you can choose from Elimination, Best of, and Tag Team. I'll get to that in a second. After you choose your rules and stage, it's time to figure out if it's a 3-on-3 or 5-on-5. After that is settled, you choose your characters. If you're lonely, you choose some characters to play on your team and choose whatever the CPUs are. If you have friends, you can choose some characters and they choose some characters. Side note, I really like this character select screen. It's giving classic fighting game, and that was probably the intention here. If you choose tag team, you're going to be going through one round and each stock is a different character. Once you die as one, it's on to the next. Rinse and repeat until someone wins. Pretty simple. In elimination mode, the winner gets to stay as their character while you move on to the next because elimination. Duh. However, in the best of mode, both sides move on to the next character. The goal here is win in a few battles. In the case of 3v3, it's best 2 out of 3, but in the case of 5v5, it's best 3 out of 5. And that's Squad Strike! Next up in this section is Tourney. You start off by selecting how many participants there are, you can make it up to 32, and of course you select how many of them are CPU. I like to just set it out the computers and watch them fight each other. Look, I put 20 Marios and 1 Luigi against each other. Luigi won, what are the odds? You can choose how you want the battles to go, a bunch of 2v2s or some 4v4s, maybe a 3v3 here or there. But yeah, it's elimination style, win to move up the bracket, you know how tourney works. Alright, what do we have next? Special Smash? Alright, here we go. To start off, we have Custom Smash, and hey, you ever want to play Smash Bros but your giant made of metal slow and have the bunny ears? Yeah, I'm sure you have, you're a masochist. Custom Smash is just a ticket to make things absolutely wacky. Big Luigi? Sure, I'll take 4 of them. Everyone is lightweight, mini, and clear? What could go wrong? Everything. Item number 2 in a special Smash category is Smashdown. This is actually a really cool and fun challenge. You can play up to 41 battles here, but here's the catch. After playing a character, you can't play as them again. Not only that, but your opponent character is also gone once they're used. That's where a neat challenge comes in. It forces you to strategize not only who you pick next, but who you fight next. If you decide to go a route of 41 battles, your roster will shrink more and more, so you're left thinking more and more about who to choose. So in this mode, it's best to save your main for later. I like this mode a lot. It almost forces you to try out characters you might not usually play as. It's a great way to test your skills and find out how well you can adapt to each character. And item 3 of Special Smash is Super Sudden Death. Do I really need to elaborate? But that's everything you can find in the Smash section. And overall, there's some solid offerings in here, a good handful of fun game modes to try out. It's great. But moving on, the next section we have to talk about is the Spirit section. Yes, one of the biggest additions to the game itself was the massive talking point in the final direct before launch. I'm gonna be honest, these are a little underwhelming. I think the prospect of removing trophies rubs some people the wrong way, and while it's understandable why they were removed, their replacement is literally just PNGs. The main gimmick of Spirits is that you can use them to power up characters as you play, but the thing is, I've never seen anyone use them like that. That is, of course, outside of places where the whole point is to use them. Speaking of which, let's actually talk about this section. So you have 4 things to choose from here: Adventure, Spirit Board, Collection, and DLC Spirits. I'll give Adventure mode its own section later on, I'm not going to talk about it right now. So, the Spirit Board. This is the main players who will take part in spirit battles and collect spirits. You choose which spirit you want to fight, and you're given information about what you're up against. Some fights will have a hazard, such as strong wind or a poison floor, so you have to choose a spirit for your team that can counter that. And I'll admit it, these fights are pretty fun. It's a good feeling to have a spirit team that can easily dispose of pretty much any battle you throw at it, and I'll give them credit, every battle is meant to represent the character you're quote-unquote up against. For example, the Rayman spirit battle prominently features the Succupon Assist Trophy. Succupon? Am I pronouncing that correctly? Anyway, so sure, Rayman isn't a fighter unfortunately, but at least he's here in spirit. But after you fight a spirit on the spirit board, you treat him to his little minigame? Is that the right word? The spirit's puppet fighter is in a ring, and you have to shoot it at the right time using the space in the ring to claim the spirit. This minigame sucks. For lower level spirits, the ring is slow and easy, so it makes it feel pointless, and for higher level spirits, especially legendary, the ring goes so fast that you need lightning fast reflexes to shoot it at the right time, and if you miss, you're given another chance. But even if you wear down the ring enough, sometimes it moves so fast that even a small piece can be moving so fast that it blocks your shot, and it's just a massive kick in the balls that they're spending so much time fighting a legendary spirit. I think another problem with spirits is that if you collect enough, you'll eventually have a spirit for every situation a battle could throw at you. It kinda makes it feel redundant to go after more. But again, it's not completely about being a power-up. Spirits are meant to make you feel like you're fighting a character that otherwise wouldn't be in the game in any form. Spirits do kinda keep the... I'm not saying spirit again. Ideology of trophies alive. They offer a way to see more characters from these franchises represented in the game in some form, even characters from franchises without any type of fighter. Yeah, it sucks that Rayman is a spirit, but at least he's here in some form. Anyway, moving on from the spirit board, let's look at the collection part of this. Okay, you know what, this videos are going to be feature length, so let me do a lightning round to talk about this part. Okay, ready? Here we go. Team setup. You set up spirit teams. Easy enough. Inventory. You can look at either all your spirits and realize just how many they put in this game, or look at all the spirit related teams you have. Level up. You can either level up your spirits with snacks or throw some cores at them. Some spirits are enhanceable once they're high enough in level. You can enhance them and they'll grow and change as people. Dismiss, because well, on God's green earth, what are you doing with 3 rabid Kongs? Get rid of them and take their souls while you're at it. Summon. Sacrifice some of the people you have to create new ones. Activities. Send your spirits out to a gym because they're fat and need to gain experience, to a mines because they yearn for them like all children, or to a dojo to enhance their abilities. Shopping. Go use spirit points to buy more spirits. The black market wishes it was as good as this. And yeah, that's it for our lightning round. And that also is a conclusion for the collection part, and that's the entire spirit section, and I'll be honest, I could do without these. But I do understand why they're here in the game. As I stated before, they're here to include these characters in some form in the game, and the amount of spirit battles is nothing to sneeze at. There's over 1,500 in this game. The work they must have gone into developing them is commendable. And while they may not have worked for me, I'm sure they work for someone out there. I don't doubt that there's someone out there who gets a real kick out of collecting these things and putting teams together, figuring out which ones work best in battle, setting them out to do things, the whole shebang. And if you're one of these people, I'm happy for you. I'm glad these were able to make the experience better for you. But that's my 2 cents on the matter. It's time to move on to the next section. Games and More is exactly what it says on the box. Games and more. The big ticket item here is Classic Mode, but there's also Training, Mob Smash, Miifires, and Amiibo. Yes, 2 more things we're added eventually, but I'll get to that when I talk about that update. Classic Mode is similar to how it's always been in the series. You choose a character, select your difficulty, and then fight your way through battles before facing a boss. It's mostly the same deal here, but you select your intensity before going in on a scale of 0.1 to 5.0, with the difficulty raising bit by bit. You can brave it alone, or go in with a friend. Or enemy. But you can bring someone with you. Of course, you can also start with a classic ticket. This doesn't do much except give you extra goodies at the end. You can also use them if you die to come back without lowering the intensity. Something I like about classic mode is that each route is tailored to every character. They have references to their respective games or contain something of a story. For example, Bowser's classic mode has you fighting a bunch of characters that are or wear red, before ending in a fight against Mario and also Metal Mario. Kirby's classic mode is Gourmet Clash, where you fight characters that like to eat a lot, with the boss fittingly being Marks. And yes, I'm sad he's the boss, but I'm glad he's at least in the game. But most routes end with you fighting Master Hand, but if you get a 7.0 intensity or above, you'll be treated to a fight against Master Hand and Crazy Hand. Every route comes standard with a minigame, however, that being running away from a black hole and collecting a bunch of these orbs. It's pretty inconsequential and you can skip it just by jumping into the black hole if you want. It is kind of lame that you get this one same minigame in every single classic mode. It gets repetitive after a while. The layout doesn't even change or anything, but regardless, this minigame happens before the boss, so once you finish it, it's off to the boss. After you beat it, you're given your final score on the intensity meter, and then it's time to shoot some credits. You can skip the credits, of course, but if you choose to shoot them, it yields some extra rewards. At the end of the credits, you get a nice little character picture, and then it's time to see what you won. If you beat a classic mode route for the first time, you get the fire spirit of whoever you played as. Anytime after that, you're likely to end up with a regular spirit, some gold, and some other goodies. And that's classic mode. And I'll admit it does get a little stale if you decide to play every one of them. Every route follows the same format for the most part. You do a few battles, play a black hole minigame, and fight a boss. And most of the time you're gonna fight Master and or Crazy Hand. And there's a few others if you don't fight them, those being Giga Bowser, Ganon, Marks, Galleon, Rathalos, or Dracula. I understand that they can't make like 80 something bosses, but at least do something else for the final round. And some routes actually do this. Again, Bowser has a Rathalos boss fight, but that's the second to last one. His last round is against Mario and Metal Mario. Other than the repetitiveness, classic mode is still really fun and I love going in and trying to beat my previous scores. Next up is Training Mode. Well, it certainly is Training Mode. You have every single type of item at your disposal, and not only that, you can set how many CPUs there are, what they do, what the speed is, turn on invincibilities, or set damage for you or the CPU, and there's a lot of options here. Of course, there's also Mob Smash. Here you can choose from Sentry Smash, where you fight 100 enemies, mostly being easily killable Miis, All-Star Smash, which has you fight every fighter in the game, and Cruel Smash, otherwise known as a unique circle of hell. And finally, we have Miifires and Amiibo. They're pretty simple. One allows you to make Miifires complete with a moveset, voice, and outfit, and the other allows you to register an Amiibo fighter, which can train in battles, give it strength from spirits, or send it out to fight people online. But that is Games and More, most of it. Again, we'll get there when I talk about that update. This section has some fun stuff. Classic mode, while flawed, is a good time. Mob Smash is a fun challenge in all 3 fronts, and the Miifires are a great way to put Obama in the game. Well, let's move on to the next section. The Vault. Why is it called the Vault? Sounds. Yes, one of the main things here in the Vault are the sounds. You can listen to all the in-game music here, and there's also an option to make playlists. And you can listen to every character's voice clips. My favorite thing to do in here is You can watch replays of battles you saved videos of. Back when the game regularly received updates, you would have to convert these replays to video or else they'd be erased. And I think that was really weird. Like, why are you going to erase these recordings just because the game updated? There's also records, and these are actually insane to look at. First we have stats. Wanna know how many battles you fought, how many KOs you gotten, how many times you played classic mode? You'll find numbers here you may have never even thought of once in your life. Big number fans rise up. Next up are milestones, where you'll ask the game, why do you remember that? I don't even remember that. Are you lying to me? Battle data for literally every single stat imaginable of every fighter, both online and offline. Smash tags, which are a reminder of everyone you've ever beat online. And finally, past opponents, because God forbid you forget that you played against Saggy Nuts in October of 2020. My joke doesn't work anymore. Oh god. After looking at a bunch of numbers, there's challenges, which is full of fun pictures you get for doing specific things. I like these pictures a lot, and it's simple things like this that add a ton of charm to the game. There's the tips, which have 6 categories: fighters, stages, techniques, spirits, items, and other. These are exactly what you'd expect. Tips on things. There are over 1,500 of these things, so you might die before you read them all. Check out the movies to look at all 9 cutscenes from the game. There's the shop where you can spend hard-earned gold on music, Mii costumes, spirit-related items, or classic tickets. And last but not least, event gifts. It's really empty in here. I only got this one for having a save file of Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. Did they do anything else? Like, ever? Let me know in the comments, please. But that's the vault. Yay. Moving on. Online. This is the bread and butter of Smash Bros for a lot of people. Let's start with the smallest icon here. This is where you make your online profile. You set your Smash tag by picking an icon and a color, and you can also set taunt messages. And yep, that's pretty much all there is to it. It's limited, but it's effective enough. But we have the meat and potatoes of online mode, Smash. They call a lot of things Smash in this game, don't they? But here's where you'll find quick play, battle arenas, and background matchmaking. Quick play lets you go in alone or with someone. You can set your preferred rules and the game will do its best to connect you with players with similar rules. Select your character and it's off to a white void. You'll sit here while you wait for the game to connect you to other players, but once it's time, off you go. And it's standard Smash Bros from then on. Battle arenas are different though. You can create your own, this is what I do when me and the boys are playing, or you can go search for arenas in 3 different ways. If your friends are playing an arena, the game will know and you can find out. You can go be a stranger in someone else's public arena, or if you have a code, enter it and go to that one. If you choose to do a public arena, you can search with the same parameters you set when making one. You can choose what type of people you want to play with, be it beginners, veteran players, glorious masters, anything goes, playground mode, or amiibo battle where you send plastic out to do your bidding. Choose if you want 4-player battles, 3-player battles, one-on-one, or team battles. And of course, choose which of the 3 musketeers you like best. Stock, time, stamina, you know the roster. Figure out if you want amiibo and spirits on or off, and after that's all figured out, you're good to go. Once you're in an arena, you can sit in the spectator stands and sit there watching every battle, or sit in the waiting area while you wait for the next battle to begin. And from there, again, it's standard Smash affair. I like the visual look of arenas. The boxing ring look really works for Smash. And finally, background matchmaking. You tell the game what type of fight you want, who you want to play as, maybe tell it your preferred rules, and it'll find battles while you do anything else. But that's just the Smash part of online mode. You can enter into a 64-player tourney. Sometimes Nintendo does themed ones where you can win stuff, but it works exactly the same as tourneys I mentioned earlier, except it's online now. Nice. What else is there, you ask? You can watch people. Weirdo. But that is online mode. Don't worry about the other thing. It was that later and I'll talk about it later. Okay, so that's all 5 main sections of the menu addressed and their contents have been thoroughly talked about. And, oh that's right. The sidebar. Okay, remember how earlier I went through a spirit collection section with a lightning round? Yeah, want another one? No? Well, this is my video, so here we go. Sidebar lightning round. Begin. Collection, a shortcut to the spirit collection section. Local wireless, lets you create or join a room to play Smash Bros with people in the room with you. News, you can look at all the headlines about Smash Bros in the last 6 years. Options, you can go and change control settings, sound, brightness, language, or customize your online profile, as well as Smash settings such as custom balance or how parts of the game look. Help, get information on how to play a game in like every category ever. There's also a guide on every mode in the game. You can view techniques for every type of movement in the game, even for specific ones, and there's a move list for everyone. Okay, now we have talked about every part of this game, top to bottom, as it appeared at launch, and oh, wait a minute, that's right, I forgot about... Remember how I said that Subspace was a one-of-a-kind thing that was never done again, or something to that degree? Yeah, well, after Smash 4 released without anything of a story mode to speak of, a lot of people were curious as to why it wasn't included, and I can tell you why. It was the technical limitations of the 3DS, probably. And if that wasn't it, it was Sakurai's own opinions on the matter, famously stating in 2013 that he was upset that the cutscenes made for Subspace were uploaded online. A lot of people, including myself, thought this was a little weird because this is bound to happen with any game ever made. But during the November Direct before release, we were treated to one final reveal at the end, and it piqued everyone's interest. Once the game released, one of the first things I did was rush to World of Light. What was this all about? How many cutscenes are in the game? What's the story here? And jumping right in, you're greeted by the same cutscene we saw in the Direct, which, might I add, is absolutely gorgeous. I love every cinematic made for this game in its trailers, and it sucks that it's the only time we get to see characters interact like this. But no time for that, because the cutscene gives us a little extra context.
With an army of master hands under its control, Galleon sought to create a new world. Fighters and their countless stories came to an end as light consumed them. Thus, the universe was crushed in the hands of Galleon. Those who fought the light were devoured. The others lost their bodies and became spirits. Only one survived. A star of hope twinkles faintly as the dust settles on a new world.
As that cutscene ends, the title screen shows up, and then we get another cutscene, this one showing Mario being encased in piss and being turned into an amiibo. Oh no!
Galleon copied the fallen fighters, creating empty puppets in their likenesses. Then, Galleon forced the captive spirits to pull the puppet strings. This army of puppet fighters spread themselves across the last remaining world. Can anyone free the spirits from Galleon's control? Is there any hope for the fallen fighters? The journey to defeat Galleon begins.
I really like this cutscene. It gives actual context to spirits and spirit battles. But now it's time to play the actual game. Your roster looks like this. Man. Even if you play the game after the advent of the DLC, you can't use them from the start. Which makes sense. I mean, if everyone except Kirby died, then what the fuck is Minecraft Steve doing here? So you do 3 spirit battles to start out with. The first of which being Smoky Prog. Weird choice for the first spirit ever. But I get it, it's Mario. The nice thing about spirits here is that you don't have to do the stupid ring minigame to get them. You defeat them and you win. After defeating the first 3, you fight Mario, and once you beat him, you unlock him to play as. Fight another spirit, and then you're hit with the first path choice. You have 3 characters to choose from, those being Marth, Villager, and Sheik. Choose one and you're on your way. But you can't go and get the other 2, they'll be blocked off. And after that, it's more of the same. You traverse the map doing spirit battles and occasionally unlocking fighters, and once you unlock 10 fighters, you can play as any DLC characters you have, which is nice and a lot better than if you just got them right out the gate, as by this point you'll have progressed a little and have earned the right to use win buttons number 1 and 2. As you go through the map, you'll encounter subworlds. These are extra maps that have at least 1 fighter, a handful of spirits, and maybe a boss. There's 8 subworlds in the Light Realm, those being the Molten Fortress, the Base, Forest Hill, Power Plant, Temple of Light, DK Island, Gourmet Race, and World Tour. The Molten Fortress, the Base, and Forest Hill are the only real required subworlds, as when you clear them, Galleon's shield weakens. The Temple of Light is also important as it gets rid of the massive stream of light that goes down the middle of the map. But once you do a complete go-around of the map, it's finally time to face off against Galleon, after a quick Master Hand fight, of course. But that's World of Light. Galleon is defeated, and now it's starting to explode, and... Hey, wait a minute. Why is the sky breaking? It shouldn't be doing that. Oh no.
With Galleon, the Lord of Light, defeated, Darkness takes hold. In the blink of an eye, the land is swallowed by shadow. Galleon's spirits and puppet fighters fall under its control. The embodiment of chaos and darkness, Darkon.
A portal opens up and in you go! Welcome to the Dark Realm. Almost right away you're thrown up against Crazy Hand, and once you beat him it's often more of the same from before. You awaken fires, do spirit battles, and clear subworlds. There's only 3 subworlds in this part, those being the Sacred Realm, Dracula's Castle, and the Mysterious Dimension. The Mysterious Dimension is a pretty unique subworld, asking questions with the answers being which spirit you choose to fight. Choose the correct spirit and a path opens to progress. Once you complete all 3 subworlds, Darkon appears and it's time to fight him. Darkon's fight is pretty similar to Galleon's, which makes sense because they're basically the same except one is dark and the other is light. After defeating him, you get a cutscene. Galleon and Darkon continue fighting each other until Mario arrives with the rest of the fighters. This is actually pretty similar to one of the last parts of Subspace where everyone confronts Taboo, except instead of everyone getting turned into trophies, you're sent to the last part of the game. The final battle sees you running around fighting more spirits, a few fighters, but along the way fighting Master and Crazy Hand a few times. After doing all of that, you're greeted by Master and Crazy Hand, who rub themselves together and open a portal, and Master Hand goes in. And, for the first time in the series, you get to play as Master Hand, flying around the stage with full access to his moveset, fighting an army of light and dark versions of 50 fighters. It's a really cool feeling, for once you are the boss. It's a really neat concept, and it sucks that this is the only time that you get that chance. You can't replay this battle unless you do the whole game over to this point. And now, once it's over, the land bursts open, you've conquered light and darkness, and the final battle begins. You have the option to fight Galleon, Darkon, or, evil third option, both. This determines what ending you get, and that's right, there's 3 endings here, but before I talk about those, I want to take a moment to talk about how good these fights are. Galleon and Darkon both look like biblically accurate angels, and this is more showcased with Galleon, with all of his attacks having a sound you'd expect from an angel or angel-like figure. Not only that, but the attacks are gorgeous, with the animation looking incredible. The visuals in these fights are striking. But if you fight Galleon, the bad thing is that you forgot that Darkon still exists. Galleon is chained up by him and drained of all his essence or something, and darkness straight up takes over the world. It's a pretty dark ending, pun fully intended. Mario just straight up dies. Thankfully, the game is pretty forgiving and lets you go for another ending. If you fight Darkon, the bad thing is you forgot that Galleon still exists. Galleon blasts Darkon with a ton of light, vaporizing him. After that, he does the same thing that started the game and does a light kamikaze. Another bad ending. So, the only choice you have is to fight both of them at the same time. Alright, one more time with feeling this time. And feeling we have. Time to choose 3 characters to take on the true final battle. You start out climbing these platforms and doing a few fights along the way. After that, it's time for a quick boss rush. Giga Bowser, Marx, Ganon, Rathalos, Galleon, and Dracula are all here for fights. But once you beat them, it's off to the main attraction, the battle against the 2 Eldritch Gods. Every time you stun one of them, the other will attack them, doing a little damage. But eventually beat the both of them, and with their power drain, they crash into the ocean and explode, sending 2 rings around the world, and the spirits do whatever this is. And roll credits. With that, World of Light comes to an end. So, that's World of Light. It's kind of lame. What I think World of Light's biggest issue is the fact that it set our expectations way too high. Sure, Sakurai himself said it wasn't going to be like Subspace, but then hit us with the most insane opening cutscene of all time, with gorgeous visuals and animation and full voice acting, but the actual game doesn't really give you much of that. The only cutscenes you do get are very few and far between, and they don't really give you much of anything to chew on. The game has 7 cutscenes in total, 2 at the very beginning, 1 at the midpoint, 1 before the final battle, and 1 for each ending. And while the cutscenes are visually great to look at, they only really serve as the bridge between sections of the game and show us what Galleon and Darkon are up to. Speaking of those 2, they're fine as antagonists. Smash Bros. Isn't exactly known for the antagonist. Taboo isn't even what most people remember about Subspace. What most people remember Subspace for are the cutscenes of the characters interacting with each other. And unfortunately, we just don't get that here. Not even between or during subworlds. It would have added just a little more life if there were cutscenes as you enter a subworld, or before fighter or boss battles would take place in them. Sure, the bosses have cutscenes, but they're the same ones you'd see if you fought them anywhere else in the game. Notice how I keep going over my cutscenes. And that's because there's not too much else of note here. The whole game is just 97% spirit battles. It leads to a largely unmemorable experience, even if you 100% the game. I did, and I barely remembered half the things that were in this game before looking back on it for this video. The most memorable aspect is that opening cutscene. That's what everyone thinks about when they remember World of Light. But those are just my criticisms of the game. And we all know you can't just criticize a game, and I spent the last 4 pages of the script for this video talking about it, so what's one more? I think to really see the good that World of Light does, you have to do what Sakurai did. Disconnect it from subspace, because it's not subspace, and was never intended to be subspace. I probably just summoned a demon by saying subspace 3 times in a sentence. World of Light is in the spirit category for a reason. The game revolves around spirits. From the very beginning, it establishes what spirits are, how they came to be, and why spirit battles are a thing. And throughout the game, you greet it with gyms and other spirit activities, and you even need certain spirits to get to specific parts of the map. Spirits are integral to World of Light. It essentially forces you to use and understand spirits, and when you look at it that way, it's actually quite good. There are some really good ideas in here. Subworlds are a fun, nice extra thing, despite being more of the same. I like the World Tour one, where you participate in a bunch of stamina battles against Street Fighter spirits, ending with a fight with Ryu. I love that idea. It's a nice, unique theme. Gourmet Race is another one. You don't even fight spirits, you just try to get the most food and get a prize based on how many you get. I like that a few areas try different concepts, and I wish every subworld did that. I like that some areas on the map you can't get to unless you have a spirit that can help you get there. Some people might find it annoying, but I like that it encourages you to go and get more spirits, thus strengthening the game's whole concept. Overall, World of Light is good for what it is. I won't argue with you if you just write it off as repetitive or tedious, as yes, I agree that it might get boring fighting a bunch of spirits after a while. But I also can't deny that I personally had fun with the game. I enjoyed my experience, and I know many others did too. Oh wait a minute, I forgot about the skill tree. Okay, so World of Light has a skill tree. You get skill points if they're winning a battle, and you can use them to unlock skills. There. Okay, so that is everything in the base game of Smash Ultimate. So, overall thoughts? This game is incredible. Sure, I had some gripes with it, but those are just really nitpicks that don't ruin the experience. And I've said it before, but this game is made to please the fans. It's got everything you could ask for. You can tailor the game to be exactly how you'd like it, down to the last minute detail. It's quite hard to criticize a game that gives you everything on a silver platter right out the gate and is made to be a crowd pleaser. Okay, well, maybe you don't get everything, you do have to unlock all the characters, but you can do that either by playing World of Light or just playing the game normally. That's another thing, you have choices over everything. At no point are you forced to do something. Everything in this game is up to you. Don't want stage hazards? Turn them off. You want specifically Mr. Saturn to appear every now and then during a fight? Well, you're a psychopath, but go nuts. Overall, Smash Ultimate is one hell of a game. Wait a minute, there's more? I thought this was a joke. Piranha Plant made its way into the game on January 29th, 2019, and man, what an oddball of a character. Its reveal was met with confusion across the board, and it's understandable. I was confused. The newcomers for this game include the likes of the Nintendo mandated squid things, the pterosaur everyone wanted, 2 badass Christians, a big fucking crocodile, and a plant. Okay. What confuses me even more is the fact that it's actually fun to play as. So let's go over this faux-sizing freak of nature. For its neutral special, it uses a spiked ball. If you hold the button down, it'll just hold it in the air as it goes up and down until you choose which direction to send it, and if you land it, it does a good amount of damage. Its side special has it charging up some poison, and if it's fully charged, you can release it, and if anyone is in the poison cloud, they get hurt a lot. The up special has it activate helicopter mode and fly up. It also does damage if it hits you. The down special is one of the most deadly. It goes into its pot, and if you tilt the stick, it falls over, and when you let go of the button, it extends its neck out. These moves can all make for some great combos, or they can just be used for some cheap wins because every move hits like a truck for some reason. And for the final smash, PD Piranha shows up and swing cages around, and if someone's caught in one, they get swung around a little before getting flame grilled and slammed on the ground. It's pretty cool how this final smash actually references PD's boss in Brawl. It's also pretty cool how they came up with a very good moveset for a literal plant. That's an achievement. They made a potted plant a fun character to play as. As for Piranha Plant's classic mode, it's called New Bloom, and you go up against every newcomer from the base game. What, we couldn't come up with something more plant-based? I mean, we got Ivysaur and Pikmin and, okay, I can see why they did this. You go up against a group of Inklings in the first round. After that, it's Ridley and Dark Samus. Next up is Simon and Richter, then K. Rool and Chrom, Isabelle and Daisy, and finally, Ken and Incineroar. All before a final boss in the form of Rathalos. If you ask me to, I would have fought Ivysaur. I honestly really love Piranha Plant. Such an odd inclusion, but it just oozes so much personality, you can't help but love the thing. Hey, but that's just the first DLC character before Fighters Pass kicks off. When's Joker coming? Actually, what's he gonna look like in the game? Wait, what do you mean he was leaked? By who? On March 31st, 2019, Best Buy released a weekly ad featuring just, deals and stuff. But the topic of much discussion was the inclusion of the Fighters Pass, with Joker being shown front and center. So, yeah, is this a leak or was it just a slip-up that got someone fired? Well, let's call it a leak, it gets more views. On April 16th, Joker was officially shown off, and the video showcasing him in the Smash 3.0 update opens with a really cool extended trailer for Joker, showing off his moveset and stage. The fandom thieves commentate over it, and it's honestly really charming, all around a great first impression. After we see all that, it's time for my favorite tradition. There he is! Oh, I love this art so much, I want to hang it in the Louvre. But now he's here, the first of the Fighters Pass characters, Joker. Oh, wait, what?
Ooh, the police reacted much faster than I thought. Too bad. I win!
Yeah, the night the update went live, the eShop service crashed. It was pretty crazy. Some people were able to get the update and play as Joker, but a lot of people weren't so lucky. With so many people rushing to the eShop to buy Joker and everyone trying to update Smash, the servers couldn't handle it. And right after Reggie left Nintendo, how crazy. The next morning, however, the servers were fine because people finally realized they needed sleep. And that morning before school, I remember finally downloading Joker so I could play as him with my friends later that day. So now, he's here, and I can say it! For his neutral special, he wields a gun, and I'm being told he has other moves other than funny pew pew. His side special lets him use Aha, it does this. As for his up special, it's a grappling hook. You can use it to recover or yank someone out of the air. His down special is Rebel's Guard, which is basically just a shield against attacks, which also fills up his Rebellion gauge if timed right. And when that gauge fills up all the way, Joker's persona, Arsene, shows up to supercharge his moves. His final smash is an all-out attack, and the rest of the Phantom Thieves show up to kick some ass. This is pulled directly from Persona 5, just without the blood. His classic mode is called Shadows, and it starts with a fight against a bunch of Mr. Game & Watches. Next round sees you fight Kirby in his unmasked Meta Knight alt, and a white Game & Watch as your partner. Oh, okay, I see what we're doing here. So basically like Joker fighting them to save them from the darkness and change their heart, or whatever plot Persona is. I like it. It's another uniquely themed classic mode, something we need more of. Next is Samus in her black suit alt with Dark Samus, and a blue Kirby as your partner. After that, it's you and Dark Samus against Meta Knight, and you know what the alt is at this point. Next round is you and Meta Knight against 3 Dark Links, and the penultimate round has you and Link against Incineroar. And of course, the final battle is against Master Hand. Joker is voiced by Xander Mobus here and in Persona. Why do I mention that? Because he also voices the announcer, Master Hand, and Crazy Hand. I just think that's neat. But Joker wasn't all this update had to offer. We also got the additions of Stage Builder and shared content, one of which was seen in a commercial for the game like a week before. Great job, guys. But Stage Builder is exactly what it says on the box. Stage Builder. You make custom stages. Look, this is what my friend Wales made when we first got our grubby little hands on this. To get down the brass tacks, you start by choosing if the stage is small, normal, or big. You got 12 backdrops to choose from, but to make up for a small number of backdrops, there's over 1,000 music tracks you can use. The entire OST is at your disposal here. Once you're in, choose a material to make land out of. You get grass, dirt, sand, wood, steel, marble, rubber, denim, carpet, paper, yarn, sponge, bouncy rubber, and ice. Oh, and also lava if you're evil. After that all-important decision, you can draw freehand, or make a circle or square, or tap the icon to change the terrain into something else. You got erase and edit buttons, and a button to add a gear, rail, switch, or evil fourth option that hides 8 others, including cannon, spring, warp zone, bumper, ladder, bomb block, explosive block, and wind zone. You got a play button to simply stare at what you made, and a test button to actually test out what you're playing on the stage. I made loads. You can have it if you want. I posted on shared content, which is the other thing that this update added. Shared content allows you to go online and look at other people's replays and spectate, which is really just replays with extra steps, I guess. but also with shared content you can go test and get Miis and stages people have made, and of course, you can look at edited videos. Yeah, this update also gave us a video editor, and I'm someone who loves video editing, so how does this editor stack against the big guys? It's not bad actually. Pretty good for a video editor inside of a video game. Pretty straightforward design. You can select what videos or photos you want in and drag them along a timeline. You can make them up to 15 minutes long and use up to 50 clips, which is really neat all things considered. The UI is super easy to understand. There's shortcuts for skipping ahead or splitting clips. You can copy clips, add transitions. There's a track on the timeline for music and text. It's all standard stuff, but still really awesome that they added this in the game. The only drawback is you can't use anything taken with the capture button or, things from an older version of the game, which is lame. But overall, really neat feature. And that's version 3.0. And Joker was there too. So here we are, almost the middle of 2019. April came and went, and it was a good month. Joker's design was leaked and then officially shown. One day later, he set the Nintendo servers on fire for a night. Fun times! But now the calendar moved to May 2019, and with E3 in June, the Smash fans need something to talk about for the time being. It's a Microsoft to me, right? Around this time, a lot of speculation picked up traction. Rumors heightened about the relationship between Nintendo and Microsoft. They had a famously good relationship. Minecraft was even cross-platform between Switch and Xbox consoles, and there were even rumors that Xbox Game Pass would be coming to Switch. Late 2010 Nintendo rumors were something else, let me tell ya. But this led many to believe that a Microsoft rep would be joining Smash very soon. Specifically, it would be Banjo, Steve, or Master Chief. And there were valid reasons for all three, of course. I was firmly on Team Steve. I mean, come on, I wanted him in Smash ever since I knew what Smash was. I campaigned heavily to see him in the game. I made my own idea of a full moveset for him. I looked at everything that could suggest he would be added. I was living on hope that Steve would be added to a game at one point or another. Minecraft Bedrock being cross-play compatible between Switch and Xbox was a reason many used, as well as the fact that it's Minecraft, the biggest game ever. Another thing people pointed to was the fact that Sakurai was a big fan of Minecraft. These three things were what most Steve believers pointed out around this time, as well as in general. But of course, the other trio being debated on was Banjo, and good lord, that was not a name you could escape. The amount of people requesting Ridley was huge, same with K-Rool, but Banjo? He was on another level. People had been wanting Banjo in ever since Smash 64. A Japanese poll was held during the time of Smash 64, asking who people would like to see in a sequel. Banjo placed 8th, above even the likes of Marth and Meta Knight. This wasn't a Japan-exclusive sentiment either. Banjo was a popular request worldwide. However, in 2002, one of the most infamous buyouts in gaming occurred, and Rare was bought by Microsoft. The Banjo franchise went mostly silent for a long time, except for the one we don't speak of. But that didn't stop fans from requesting Banjo for Smash, and when the Smash 4 Fighter ballot was going on to see who people wanted in, Banjo was in the top of the results, even being number 1 depending on who you asked. Safe to say there were a ton of people clamoring to see the Bear and Bird make the grand return for Ultimate as DLC. And finally, there was Master Chief, who didn't have much going for him, but there was still a crowd who wanted him in. The only thing Master Chief had going for him was pure, unadulterated rumors. Remember how I said there were rumors around this time of Xbox Game Pass coming to Switch? Well, that's why many people thought Master Chief could be coming, because the Halo Master Chief collection was on Game Pass. There were also people who were thinking Cuphead might be coming, but that wasn't as popular of a crowd as the other three. But we wouldn't have to wait much longer to see who of the three would be joining Smash next. The day was June 11th, 2019. I surprisingly didn't skip school today. It was one of the last few days of 8th grade and I was doing better and didn't want to miss the last few days of middle school for whatever reason. So I had to dodge any possible spoilers until I got home. But it was finally time to sit down and see what Nintendo had in store for us this time around. We open on Darkon. Oh god. And Link is fighting a possessed Marth. Meta Knight jumps in and now it's a 2v1. But Link's got some help. Someone arrives to help him out, and the darkness turns to sunshine as Fanfare plays, and
I have no idea who this is.
Yeah, I don't know who this is. But my sources tell me it's someone from Dragon Quest, which is one of those franchises that don't have much notoriety in the West, but it's like a religion over in Japan. Cool! Oh, hold on, it's not just him. Oh, no way! They finally added Goku! Awesome! But we get a release date of summer 2019. Neat. As far as actual directs go, this is a pretty good one. At the start, Bowser shows up in a pretty funny video that formally introduces Doug Bowser, the new president of Nintendo of America. After that, it's on to a trailer showing off Luigi's Mansion 3, giving us a more in-depth look at the game. We were giving another look at the Link's Awakening remake, which was shown off in a direct earlier that year. Witcher 3 was announced to be coming to Switch, Fire Emblem 3 Houses got a trailer and July release, Daemon X Machina, hey wait, hold on, didn't we open on you on last year's E3? Ah, well, whatever, no one's gonna mention you aside from this, so whatever. Pokemon Sword and Shield were briefly touched on here, and this feels like it happened forever ago, but that might just be because we got 2 whole generations on Switch alone. We got an announcement for the last Mario and Sonic Olympic Games, but after that we were given a proper look at Animal Crossing New Horizons, and it got a release date of March 20th, 2020. I'm sure the world will be just fine around that exact time. But next was a highlight reel showing upcoming games, and the direct seems to be winding down. I guess the only announcement we got was Hero this time. Oh, hold on, wait.
Oh, shit! Oh! Here we go, boys!
Who else can they add?
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh yes! 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 Banjo! Oh my god! Finally! They saved it!
Banjo Kazuya! Oh shit! It's a wrap! They put the... You duck hunt that cunt motherfucker! Y'all trolling everybody!
I am so happy. I can't believe it, it's happening.
After decades of requests, the bear and bird were finally back home. They had finally done it. One of the most requested characters of all time was now in Smash. Oh, also, after that nuke show of an announcement, we got one more thing. That being an announcement that a sequel to Breath of the Wild was in development. But this ain't about you, Link. Banjo is in the game. Oh, but he won't be here until fall, so what do we have next? Oh, right, Hero. Well, that was very eventful, so let's take a break for a minute, shall we? I'd like to pause for a minute before we move on to the next topics. There's someone I want to mention, as I believe he deserves a mention in this video. As you may know, in June of 2019, the streamer known as Etika tragically took his own life. Etika was extremely funny and charismatic, and a beloved member of the Smash community. He was one of my favorite people to watch reactions of when a new character was revealed. I loved his energy, and many others did as well. Rest in peace, Etika. Thank you for everything.
Look, it's not as bad as it seems. The situation's never as bad as it seems. Don't let the negativity catch you up. Don't approach the situations looking as if there's a huge goal you have to do over years and years. Approach every day as a new day, bro. Don't look forward as it being like a stressful thing, like, oh, I have to do all of these things. Just take every day at a time. One step at a time. That's it. What am I going to do today? What am I going to do tomorrow? That's it. Focus on the days that come. Don't worry about the future too much. If you do your best every single day, then the future will map itself out. People focus way too much on how a year will be and way less on, what today will be. Make today good. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you feel better.
Alright, back to the game. So, you know how the story goes. June is over and now we're in July, specifically July 30th. Sakurai has sat us down for another presentation, this time on Hero. Sakurai starts by explaining what Dragon Quest even is. Thanks for that, the entire Western Smash player base appreciates it. We actually get treated to Sakurai Gaming, let's go baby! He explains who each all it is and what they're from. Nice touch. We even get an introduction to each voice actor for all four, and I really like that. Oh hey, Sakurai's doing all work for me and explaining the moves. We got fireballs that get bigger the longer you wait to use them, the might of Zeus himself, the magic bag of wind that sends you upwards, and oh, my favorite one, the menu. You know, the menu. The one that lets you select from a bunch of spells, the one that makes you feel fast, the one that makes you gain infinite reflect, the one that makes you use all your magic, the one that instantly kills you. The menu! Hero's final smash is the Giga Slash, which summons all the protagonists from Dragon Quest, and is ultimately just a big sword slash. The stage added with Hero is Yggdrasil's Altar. It's a stage of a bunch of stuff in the background. What more can I say? And here we go! Time for the purge again! Mii fighters, line them up! Oh wait, there's no casualties this time. Every Mii is Dragon Quest themed. Oh, but there is the 4.0 update, which adds a very easy difficulty to World of Light, and adds betting to spectating. Oh, hold on, they're telling me this is when online tourney was added? Oh, hold on, you know this video you forgot? Where's the part where they added Hero to a banner? That sucks that they didn't put that in there. But we're not completely done talking about Hero, we've still got the classic mode to talk about. Hero's classic mode is called A History of Heroism. It starts with a battle against 3 small blue Kirbys, a small red one, and I'm assuming these are slimes. Next up, you fight Hero and Blonde Robin, who is supposed to represent Veronica, one of the Luminaries' party members. Next up is Hero. Okay. After that is Rathalos. Dragons are, get this, common in Dragon Quest. You fight 8 next, and his rat friend Pikachu. Next you fight Hero, again, okay. Final battle is against Robin, and once he's defeated, you fight Charizard. This is a reference to a final battle of the original Dragon Quest, in which you fight the Dragon Lord in his human and dragon form. And that's Hero. Slimes appear in a few of his tones, but that's all there is to it. I like his classic mode. I like that the DLC classic modes have more personality to them, and either deviate from the norm in some way or follow a story. But that's Hero. Not much more I can say other than PS2 Slime Controller. On September 1st, Nintendo of Europe created a webpage for a 4th DLC fighter, and someone noticed it had a copyright for SNK, leading some people to believe that someone from either Metal Slug or Fatal Fury will be coming to Smash Bros. I had no idea what either of these are and still kinda don't. But I call this a leak despite it really just being a bit of a slip up on Nintendo's end. It did however cause a few days of speculation in the community, which was fun to watch. Speaking of the first week of September 2nd, 2019, this tweet is posted.
Maybe it's the way you're dressed. Maybe
That's kind of it for this section. I put this in the script because the timing is kind of funny, and you'll see why later. The day was September 4th, 2019. A Nintendo Direct was going on today. But during the Direct, we found out that a presentation would happen for Banjo right after Direct, and that Banjo would release on the same day. However, we did get a reveal during the Direct. This is one of the most unique trailers, starting with a timeline of Nintendo's consoles, stopping on the NES, but then going back to the SNES, and panning right, showing the Neo Geo. We see its startup, and oh, that's SNK. Oh, well, there's a Smash invitation. We get a really cool scene of a bunch of SNK characters all trying to catch the invitation, but all failing. I love this trailer. The style it goes for is unlike any other trailer. It also has this kind of meta aspect to it. No other trailers really acknowledge too much about a character's origins, much less the system they come from. But the invitation falls on the floor and is picked up by the legendary wolf himself, Terry Bogard. It's announced he's now in development and given a November 2019 release. I admit I didn't know who Terry was, but I found out shortly after that he and Fatal Fury are very popular in Latin America, so that makes this reveal a little bit cooler. But in the actual presentation, we get more of Sakurai Gaming, yeah! He explains how he plays with 2 controllers at once, and good lord, this man's on a level of gaming we cannot comprehend. He explains the history of Banjo-Kazooie and mentions Microsoft and the one we don't speak of. I'll go over Banjo in a minute, because something interesting happened in this presentation. That's right, we're going right to the genocide. We got a me of... Goemon? How do you pronounce that? I don't know. Anyway, I don't know who that is. But here you go, Proto Man and Zero fans, they're Miis. Team Rocket gets 2 Miis, and Sans Undertale with a remix of Megalovania? Oh my god, he's actually here in Sans! Sakurai actually explains that Sans was a popular request, and also that he played Smash with Toby Fox himself. And that is the funniest reason for a character being added ever. Like, let that sink in. Toby Fox beat Sakurai at his own game and got his character added. I love that for him. But at the end of the presentation, Sakurai lets us know that even more DLC characters are coming, and laments on the fact that the finish line is getting further away. Sakurai, buddy, please take a break at some point, you deserve it. But speaking of taking a break, I'm gonna take a quick break and hand the mic over for a discussion of Banjo. Please give it up for a good friend of mine.
Hey everybody, Glitchy Gaming here. You may know me from Kerbo's other videos, but today he wanted me to talk to you guys about Banjo and Kazooie in Smash Bros. I don't know why, but without further ado, let's get right into it. Big, beefy, and buff Banjo. He makes melee combat look like a physical joke with his bare hands. And, well, his bears that have hands. He's a bear, okay? It makes sense. But for his neutral special, he wields a gun. And by gun, I mean Kazooie. His neutral special is as simple as it gets. Press it once, Kazooie fires an egg. But if you hold the button, he holds Kazooie like an M1 Grand, and if you keep holding it, she fires like a shotgun. While holding the neutral special, you can move around, slide, jump, whatever, do all that like you're playing Metal Slug. And you won't lose Kazooie because she doesn't let go until you put her away. Cute. Side special is the Wonder Ring, which you charge forward, but you can only use it like maybe 5 times. You charge forward, and then you do a big amount of damage, and then that's it. But that should be easy to remember because you have 5 feathers just above your head for your convenience. They refill after you die, so it's not that entirely useless. Time for another classic mode. Banjo's classic mode is perfect partners, and it focuses on duos. It's pretty straightforward. The first round puts you in Duck Hunt, next time you go to Rosaline and Luma, after that it's Ice Climbers, and after that is Link and Zelda, then you fight Fox and Falco, and then finally, Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong. And finally, final boss of Banjo and Kazooie Classic Mode. You already know it's Mario and Luigi, baby! Yeah, besides that, it looks like that's just about all there is for Banjo and Kazooie. Nah, I'm lying with you. They also brought home run contests. For some reason, I don't remember that being in the original game, but you beat the hell out of a sandbag and then you hit it with a bat. See how far it gets. It's fun.
Alright, hey everyone, I'm back. Thanks for that, Glitchy. Anyway, of course, it's November 2019, and you know what that means. It's time for Terry. Sakurai's presentation opens up with him explaining what the Neo Geo was and what Fatal Fury is. He then goes on to explain how he plays. After that, he talks about the stage, which is a pretty fun stage if you ask me. I like how it has walls that you can break if you throw someone through them hard enough. It's really satisfying. He then goes over all the characters who could appear in the background of it, which leads to one of my favorite clips from any of these.
You may have noticed that a very important character from the Fatal Fury series was not included. Yes, Mai Shiranui. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is for good boys and girls of many different ages.
He literally says that Mai was too sexy for Smash. That's incredibly funny. He plays Terry's classic mode, and hey wait, that's my job. The Mii fighters this time around are SNK related, so no one dies this time. As far as Terry in the actual game, he's got one of the most complicated movesets. The basics are all there though. His neutral special is a power wave, a small wave of fire that appears in front of him and travels a short distance across the stage. His side special is a burning knuckle, a punch that you slide forward with. His down special is, say it with me now, power dunk! It's so fun to imitate the way he talks, it's great, I love it. He rises up and then goes down at an angle. You can hit people at both points in this attack. His up special is rising tackle, where he rises up in the air feet first. But the real complicated part comes from his super special moves. Like in traditional fighting games, if you tilt the stick and press the attack button at just the right time, Terry will do special moves. This applies to him above 100% damage. The moves are Power Geyser and Buster Wolf. It's hard to master the use of them, as their inputs require you to move the joystick in very specific ways, but that doesn't cover all his moves. This way of executing moves can be used to charge his regular special moves. His final smash is Triple Wolf. It starts off with 3 Power Geysers appearing in front of him, and if you're caught in it, it triggers a cutscene where he performs a Power Dunk, before doing a Buster Wolf. And you know the deal by now, Terry's classic mode is the King of Smash. Awesome title referencing King of Fighters. Every fight is a stamina battle against 3 characters. This is because King of Fighters features 3-on-3 battles. First round sees you fighting Mario, Peach, and Rosalina. Next up is Sheik, Link, and Zelda. After that is Bowser, DDD, and K. Rool. My sources tell me this references Big Bear stage with weight status. Pit, Dark Pit, and Palutena are next, this being a reference to the Athena series. After them, it's on to Sonic, Mega Man, and Pac-Man. This is because these 3 had games in the Neo Geo Pocket Color. And finally, you're up against Ridley, Ganon, and Bayonetta, with the music and stage referencing Geese Howard. The final battle puts you up against Ryu, Ken, and Terry, possibly referencing the crossovers Fatal Fury and Street Fighter have had. It continues the trend of DLC characters not having classic modes that are just fight some guys in a master hand or one of like 5 other bosses. But that's Terry, a great addition to the game, and every aspect is a love letter to SNK and its history. You'll love to see it. The time is almost here. The final character of the Fighters Pass. Sure, Sakurai has said there was even more DLC on the way, but this feels like we're getting it for a finale. I mean, that fifth slot has to be someone huge, right? Who could it be? We got Ridley, we got K. Rool, we even got Banjo. Who could possibly top that? I knew who I was rooting for. I made this image before the reveal back in like 2019 in December, but anyone could be on the table. Who would it be? Crash, Rayman, Waluigi, Geno, Goku, Sakurai himself? Time will tell, but as time marched forward, we entered a new decade, and 2020 was here. The day was January 16th. Devil May Cry had some things going on a few specific dates, and this was one of them. Was Dante about to be revealed? It was 9 AM and towards the end of first period. The Fighters Pass started when I was in middle school, and now here I was on my first year of high school, watching the announcement on my phone. The trailer played, and... oh god, please no.
Oh my god! Oh my god, Star Wars! Star Wars! What? Star Wars!
Are you prepared to die?
most controversial of all the DLC characters, the one reveal with the most dislikes, Byleth. I mean, hey, at least the trailer was cool. There was some good lines and some funny moments in there. But I think it's time I address something the Smash community is well aware of. The amount of Fire Emblem characters, including Byleth. Ultimate has 8 of them. It's the franchise with the highest amount of characters, only second to Mario. There's 9 Mario characters if you count Wario and Yoshi as characters of their own series, which Smash does. A new Fire Emblem character in the base game probably wouldn't have shocked anyone. We got Chrom as an Echo Fighter, but another Fire Emblem character as the last character in the Fighter's Pass left a sour taste in a lot of people's mouths. But on with the show. You know, let's lighten the mood a bit. The presentation was nice at least. Sakurai continues to display his own personality through these. And he's such a nice and charming person, you can't help but love him, even after you give him another Fire Emblem character. He even teaches us how to count in binary. How nice of him. I haven't said it before, but I love these videos he did for each character. Sakurai is so endearing and says and does so many things in these videos that always makes him a fun time. Oh, but hey, this time the Mii fighters don't feel like a bloodbath. We got Altair from Assassin's Creed, really cool. Speaking of Ubisoft, we got the Rabbit Hat. No Rayman. Rabbit Hat. More Mega Man. We got X, who easily could have been an alt for Mega Man. We got Megaman.exe, but even cooler than that was Yup, that's Cuphead. He's in the game now. And just like Sans, he got his own music track. But on the Byleth, this is one of the most unique Fire Emblem characters actually. Her neutral special is Fail Not. A bow that fires a weak arrow if you tap the button, but if you hold it, it charges up the bow and releases a powerful arrow that does a big amount of damage. Arid Bar, which has a very weird spelling and I had to actually put the pronunciation in the script for, is a side special, and it's quite powerful. It swings forward a staff thingy in an arc, and if you tap the stick while it's moving, you'll move forward a little with it. Next is the Up Special, Sword of the Creator, which functions similarly to Joker's grappling hook. It can latch onto others and can drag them down as well as use them as a jump. It can also be used for recovery. The Down Special is Amir, which is an axe that does a huge amount of damage if you land a hit. It takes a second to charge though, so you can be hit while trying to use it. Byleth uses these weapons in the rest of her moveset, and the final smash is Progenitor God Ruptured Heaven, because long names are cool. The goddess Sophis appears for this, and assists Byleth in delivering a fatal blow. But you know all that now, and we've been living through like 5 of these. What's the classic mode? So glad you asked. It's called A Legacy of Heroism, which is a similar name to Heroes, I just now realized that. It's fairly simple, yet effective. You fight every single Fire Emblem character in this one. You start with Marth, then on to Roy, after that is Ike, both Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn versions. Next up is Robin, Chrom, and Lucina, and then you fight both male and female Corrin, and finally you fight 3 Byleths, each one referencing the house leaders in 3 houses. The final battle has you teamed up with Marth, Roy, Ike, Robin, Corrin, and you're up against Master and Crazy Hand. They're going to do their best, but they're at 30 HP each, so don't get too attached, and try not to get confused on which of the anime sword fighters is you. And that's Byleth. But hey, the real question is, did anything else come out in this update? Nah. And honestly, a pretty underwhelming end to the DLC. But that's Smash Ultimate. Now with DLC and extra stuff added. Wait, what? There's more? Oh, there is more. Well, get that hype train going again. Looks like DLC is back on the menu. Well, alright then. I was pretty bummed that Steve didn't make it in, but now there's 6 more chances. Let's go. 2020 is going to be a great year. Oh. March 13th, 2020. The day that will live in infamy. As it turns out, 2020 wasn't going to be a great year. COVID-19 was on every headline and a nationwide state of emergency was enacted in America and most countries. From this point, the world was shutting down. The world was being hit by something it would never truly recover from. Meanwhile at Nintendo, March 26, 2020, just when we needed them the most, Nintendo came at us with a Nintendo Direct Mini, with a massive announcement right in the middle. That's right, Smash Bros. Was about to do more with ARMS than Nintendo has in the last 7 years. Like, seriously, can we talk about that real quick? ARMS is a really cool concept, it was a good game, and it sold decently well. 2.7 million units, that's as much as Xenoblade 2 sold, and I got a 3rd game and a port of its Wii U game, but what did ARMS get? Taken out back and shot. I'll never understand it. But regardless, we now knew that we'd be getting an ARMS fighter in Smash in June. Awesome! Hopefully the world's back to normal by then. Well, June came and the world got worse actually. Yeah, that 2 weeks away we had in March turned into 4 weeks, then 2 months, and actually they're just gonna try sending us back to school in the fall. Hopefully that happens. But the reveal! Kirbo, tell us about the reveal, you cry out in unison, and I can't say no to unison. So the day is June 22nd. I decided that after 7 years of wanting to, today is the day I make a YouTube video. And what better to do a video on than the Smash reveal? I downloaded some screen recorder that would also record my mic, and all that was left to do is wait for it to happen. And the video began, and Sakurai showed us his house. That's cool, nice house, man. But the trailer played and gave us a really cool art style. Captain Falcon and Kirby are just having some ramen, and then we go to the Arms Arena and see Springman just after winning a fight. He rushes over to his Smash invitation, excited to have it, and then, suddenly, it's an all-out brawl for the invitation. We cut back to Captain Falcon going to town on his ramen, and then the fighter is revealed to be Min Min. Now you might be wondering why Min Min of all characters made it in. Well, it's because the creator of ARMS wanted her in, so yeah, there. But it's actually pretty notable for one thing. It was believed for the longest time that Spears deconfirmed characters, but Min Min proved this wasn't the case. So that's about 1,000 characters back on the menu, alright. One of the first things to note is how the Spring Stadium stage looks very similar to one from that fake leak all the way back before Ultimate was formally revealed. But other than that, we got more Miis, most notably Vault Boy from Fallout. Okay. But that's just the presentation. How does she play? What's the classic mode? What else came with this update? Well, first off, you can refight spirits now. Hey, also, why did Cuphead get spirits but Undertale didn't? Something ain't right here. As for her playstyle, Min Min has an extremely unique moveset. She doesn't have a neutral or side special, instead the arms take center stage. The special move button controls the right arm and the attack button controls the left. Her neutral special changes which arm she uses on the right arm. Take a shot every time I say arm in this section, you'll die. But there's 3 here. Ram which goes the shortest and curves a little, does the least damage as well. Next is Megawatt. It does a hefty amount of damage but it doesn't go too far. And lastly is Dragon. It goes quite far, and if you hold the attack button it shoots a laser. Min Min's up special is used mostly for recovery. It can also launch her upwards if you use it on the ground. As for her final smash, that would be Arms Rush. All the other characters show up to beat the hell out of you, ending with a massive laser from Min Min's Dragon Arm. Her classic mode is pretty standard. It's the regular fight some guys in a boss formula. It's called Arms at the Ready. Round 1 has you against Mii's Springman and Ribbon Girl. Don't really need to explain the reference there. Lil Mac obviously referencing Little Mac, Samus and Mega Man in green flavor referencing Helix, Giant White Donkey Kong referencing Master Mummy, 6 Robs referencing the Cell from 1-on-100 mode, and finally Min Min herself. The boss this time around is Galleon, who likely represents Max Brass but controlled by a headlock in the final round of the ARMS Grand Prix. And that's Min Min. A strong start to the second Flyers Pass with a very unique moveset. But you never hear anyone talk much about her nowadays, just like her game. So, the summer of 2020 went by, and fall crept up on us. There was a little bit more of a gap between DLC characters, but that was understandable considering the whole COVID situation. But October was here, and we were about to find out who the next character would be. So, school is virtual right now, and my second period was geometry, which I decided was not something I was going to learn virtually, and therefore just didn't bother showing up for that day. I had more important things going on. Anyway, I like to believe that the stars aligned for me this day. This is one of the only few reveals I can actually record a reaction to. And, well... Oh my heart! Yes! Pretty much any Smash fan has a dream character. Someone they would do anything to see in the game. And some of those dreams came true in Ultimate. There's plenty of people who had moments where they felt true happiness because their dream character got in. For some, it was Ridley. For some others, it was K. Rool. And for a lot of people, that moment was with Banjo. But this was my moment. Ever since I knew what Smash Bros. Was, I wanted Steve. Minecraft has meant so much to me over the years. I've made memories with the game, both alone and with friends. And I can say the same about Smash Ultimate. So, to finally have this character from the game that's meant so much to me be added to another game that means a lot to me?
That's what I'm talking about. This shit means something to me, man.
But it wasn't just impactful to me. This was impactful for a lot of people my age who grew up playing Minecraft. But it's not just Steve here, because he brought friends. That's right, Alex is here too. And if you think they'd stop there, well, you're wrong.
He's actually fucking here. The Creeper?
And of course, the legendary Short Enderman. But like with most things, the devil is in the details, isn't it? And good God, is there some extreme attention to detail for Steve. I mean, his stage alone is super unique. It has a day and night cycle and has 6 different biomes. That's right, this stage has 6 different versions. There's the Plains biome, which has a village in the background. At night, the villagers go into their houses and monsters spawn, and they burn when it turns day. There's the Birch Forest, Savanna, Taiga, Snowy Tundra. That's one of my favorite biomes, by the way. It comes complete with an igloo. And the Stone Shore. It's such a fun image seeing Sakurai holding Minecraft items. Look at him go, he's so happy. I am too. Sakurai takes on a few of the new spirits here. A little bit of Sakurai gaming, you'll just see it. But after that, oh, a song list. Man, I can't wait to see which of the iconic C418 tracks that got remixes here. What the fuck? Yeah, apparently the reasoning for this is that Minecraft's regular music wouldn't match the vibes of Smash Bros. It would make players relax. And listen, I get you, that makes sense, but Holland? The song featured in a trailer? This is its original version from Minecraft Dungeons. Oh, what, you can hit 2 times speed on that and add some Smash Bros. Flair to that, but you can't do it for Sweden? I mean, the fans did it. Seems easy to me. Okay, fine. The songs we got are still good. I mean, come on, listen to this. Oh, hey, also, didn't we get, like, Mies or something? Yeah, we got a creeper and a pig costume, which both look really wacky. Also, if these guys came in with no limbs, there's another character with no limbs who, if you aren't gonna as a fighter, you might as well throw his fans a bone with a me. Oh, we got diamond armor for sword fighter, that's cool. We also got Gil from the Tower of Druaga? I've never heard of this. We got a Bomberman me, and man, with an assist trophy and me costume that comes in multiple colors, literally the only one to do that. It feels like they really wanted to make him a fighter, but they just couldn't. And finally, oh, I didn't know Bloodbath was back. Travis Touchdown is in me now. Sorry, No More Heroes fans, but there's no more hope. But of course, I've talked about his reveal and extra stuff for long enough. What's he like in game? Well, he's one of the funniest things in any video game ever. He doesn't emote at all, and yet he becomes just like Piranha Plant. It feels like he does. Put him in any situation in this game and it just becomes funnier. I'm glad that they went with Steve's original design. I know the beard versus smile debate has been over for the longest time, but I still like to imagine it as a smile, and Steve is just running around the game with a big dumb grin on his face. Every part of Steve's moveset is just a love letter in Minecraft. His neutral special comes in 3 parts. On the ground, he mines. Hold the button and Steve will start mining the ground. He starts out with a wooden pickaxe, which can break, and leaves him mining with his hand. That's where another part of it comes in, a crafting table that is always on the stage, and when you stand in front of it, you can use the best material you have to craft new tools. The craftable materials are the same as they are in Minecraft itself. Wood, stone, iron, gold, and diamond, you know the roster. Of course, Steve is in a modded server, so he can place blocks in midair. The madmen in the Smash Ultimate development team gave every single stage a type of block that can be mined and placed from it. Not only that, but some stages have specific parts that give you different blocks. I'd be here all day if I listed all of them. Steve's inventory is contained in his area above his icon. It shows how much of what materials you have left. Steve's side special is the minecart. You can ride across the stage and hit people with it, or jump out and trap them and send them off the stage. However, some of Steve's moves use some type of material. Minecart uses iron, so be mindful of that. His down special is TNT. He can place it down by itself and it will eventually explode on its own unless it's hit, or you can set up traps by placing TNT in a redstone trail leading to a pressure plate. For his up special, he uses Elytra. It can be controlled in arcs. So, that's Steve's moveset for the most part. Also, I really love the iconic Minecraft dance as a taunt here, as well as the crouch dance. So, with all that blocky goodness, you might be wondering what the classic mode would be. Well, that would be Journey to the Farlands, which even the title's a nice little reference. Most Minecraft players know what the Farlands are, but it still feels like a neat little reference. You start against a horde of zombies, and the next round has you teamed up with a big Rob against a regular-sized villager against 4 Warriors, representing a village raid. After that, you fight 3 Links dressed in white, which shoot arrows frequently, obviously being skeletons. An interesting one is next, and you fight 3 small blue pits and a Robin on the Luigi's Mansion stage, referencing an Evoker and Vexes in a woodland mansion. Then you fight 2 big white Kirbys and 2 pink K. Rools on the North Fair stage. This is the Nether with gas and zombie pigmen. The penultimate round is a few big Endermen. The final fight doesn't put you against the boss, but against a big Ridley and 2 Endermen. This is of course the Ender Dragon. So, that's Steve. I don't care what anyone else thinks. I'm just happy he's here. I wanted him and I got him. Is the anvil OP as hell? Yeah. Does Steve look goofy as hell? Yeah, and I love it. Hey, do you guys hear the sound of Jeff Keighley making a fool of himself on stage again? Oh, it must be time for the Game Awards. Well, we know we're getting a new character revealed here, so let's see who it is. Oh, whoa, it's Word of Light. Oh shit, Galeon's about to do a thing and what? What's going on?
Who could just slice Galleon in half? Oh my
Yup, Sephiroth and his big ass sword are in the game now, and oh my god, he killed Mario! Oh, never mind, he just got him by overalls. I love the detail of him flying out the sword as he fights Cloud. Oh, also, hey, you wanna hear a joke? Gino being a fighter. Yeah, that's right, this time around the presentation started by showing off the Miis for this round, and Gino was one of them. Sorry, Gino fans, maybe next time. Mario RPG did just get a remake. But Sephiroth is here, and I like the idea that he wasn't even invited. He just showed up because God forbid Cloud knows peace. And let's just get this out of the way, Sephiroth is stupidly overpowered. I mean, seriously, this is the definition of pay to win. His attacks do lots of damage, his sword has a massive ass hitbox, and he can just throw nukes at you for fun. Speaking of his attacks, his neutral special is a chargeable bomb. If you tap the button, he sends a fireball. If you hold it for a second, he sends out a blue bomb. But if you let it charge all the way, he sends out a nuke. Awesome, I love that for him. His side special is Shadow Flare, which if it lands, well now he puts orbs on you. He can put up to 5 orbs on someone at a time, and after a while they all explode. Sephiroth is special because he gets 2 up specials. Look at him go. His up special is Blade Dash, which just makes him dart in whichever direction you want him to, but if you hold it, it becomes Octa Slash, which has him rush forward swinging his blade. It's quite effective if you want some damage. And of course, his down special, Scintilla. You might think it's a reflect attack, and you're wrong, it's more like a parry, but also it doesn't even need to be provoked to be used as an attack. It just functions as an attack after a second. Fun! And of course his final smash, Supernova. Sephiroth blasts a laser or two through space after doing this, and gives you a random status effect. It could be an automatic shield break, reverse controls, slowed movement, being put to sleep, or he just kills you. Hey, but also he has a fun neat trick. He's not called the one-winged angel for nothing. After 75% damage, he gets a wing, which increases his speed, strength, and gives his smash attacks super armor. But of course, who could forget the classic mode? Yeah, it's the chosen few, and I guess the chosen few in question are bosses. I got 9.9 on this somehow. Maybe because Sephiroth is easy as hell to play as and, again, pay to win. His attacks do so much damage. So that's the pay to win button, I mean Sephiroth. Yeah, if you want an easy win, just play Sephiroth, that's all I gotta say. But I can't really complain. I got Steve. I'm happy with that. That's my mentality going forward. So bring it on. Who are the next 3 characters? You know how the story goes by this point. Nintendo had a Direct on February 17th, 2021, and it's the first of a new year. And it's time to see who the first character in the last year of Ultimate's hype is. Side note, 2021 felt like one of the quietest years for Smash Ultimate. Despite this being the year that the last DLC characters were released, you didn't really see much buzz. At least, I didn't. Sure, people talked about character reveals, but it wasn't like the previous years, where there were constant leaks and rumors to hold you over until the next reveal, and even after reveals there were tons of memes and discussions for like a while on Twitter. Maybe it was because this was like year 4 of hype for the game, so everyone was kind of just waiting around for the last video drop, but you know what? On to this Direct, and we don't have to talk about it. The Direct opened with a reveal. So what was it? Well, it opens on Rex. Take a wild guess as to who's being revealed here. Oh man, Pyra disappeared. I wonder where she went. This is one of the more boring reveals unless you're a Xenoblade fan. They just say, man, where's Pyra for the first minute, and it kinda drags. And big surprise, Pyra's in Smash. Cool. But it turns out not just Pyra's in the game now, Mythra's here too. So Smash now has 2 very big DLC characters joining. And is anyone surprised? Xenoblade 2 is one of Nintendo's favorite children. Sakurai continues to be everyone's favorite gaming channel while almost losing at his own game. It's okay, Sakurai, we love you. But the Mii fighters, who are they this time? Hunter equipment, Rathalos equipment, Feline from Monster Hunter, Arthur from Ghosts and Goblins, okay. So wait, 2 characters, 2 movesets, okay, bring in the local Xenoblade fan.
What? Where am I? Alright. Okay, so Pyra and Mythra, by most accounts, are 2 different characters packaged as one, just like in their original game. Move List even lists them as 2 different characters. Of course, on the menu, they take up 1 slot. You get to choose whether you want to be Pyra or Mythra first. But without further ado, let's start with the lovely Fire Aegis herself, Pyra! Starting with her neutral special, Flame Nova. She spins her sword around her. You can charge it to increase the power and how much the sword spins. This can OHKO you at a certain percentage. Her side special, Blazing End. She throws her sword and it spins around in the air, which leaves her unable to attack until her sword returns to her, leaving her vulnerable. Of course, her up special, which she jumps up into the air and then slams back down, with a pillar of fire appearing in front of her as she lands. Mythra have different final smashes based on moves that they do within the actual game. With Pyra's, she's performing Burning Sword with Rex, where she brings him in, and they both create a giant flame pillar. That's all for Pyra. Now, let's use the down special to swap over to the light Aegis. Mythra! Let's start off with her neutral special, Lightning Buster. She slashes hard repeatedly, and much like Pyra's neutral special, this attack can be charged for more power. Of course, after a certain percentage, this can OHKO you. Its side special is Photon Edge. It moves her forward a little, while also slashing her sword along the way. Finally, her up special. She performs an upward slash, and then blasts light from her sword. This can be changed into multiple smaller blasts by pressing the button before she fires it. First, Mythra's final smash, Sacred Arrow. Rex is brought in and they rain down arrows of light from above. So that's Pyra and Mythra. While they're in the same slot, they're two very distinct characters. Mythra is faster than Pyra, but her attacks deal less damage. Pyra's attacks do tons of damage to anyone unlucky enough to be hit by her. Could honestly just play as Mythra and finish someone off with Pyra, or vice versa, whichever you feel like doing. Personally, just play Pyra. And you thought I'd forget Classic Mode? Or Destinies. The gimmick here is that everyone you fight has something in common. Hilda and Sheik, they're literally the same person. Samus and Dark Samus. Dark Samus was created from a Metroid absorbing Samus. In Dark Pit, do I really have to say it? Ryu and Ken, the rivals and both fighters. Kirby and Meta Knight, they're both Star Warriors. Link and Dark Link, evil Shadow Clone. Woo! Finally, but not least, Master and Crazy Hand. What else is new? Given the opportunity, this trans girl will now let you go back to your favorite white boy, Kirby.
Ugh, hey everyone, I'm back. Alright, so that was Pyra and Mythra, but of course we still have 2 more characters left, so let's jump forward to the final E3 ever. Nintendo has some really good showings this year. More information on the sequel to Breath of the Wild, telling us it'll be coming out in yup. Advance Wars coming back from the dead. We got a new Mario and Rabbids game. The insane announcement that Metroid Dread is actually real. Oh my god. But the thing we're here for, Ganondorf is dead. What? And he's thrown off a cliff into lava and it's revealed that it was Kazuya that threw him. This trailer is honestly one of the funnier ones because, like, Jesus Christ, he's actively killing everyone. Captain Falcon, Pit, Min, damn bro, she just got here. He throws Marth next and he powers up into his demon form. The trailer ends with him trying to kill Kirby, but that's not possible and then he goes flying away. But it's official, Kazuya from Tekken is in Smash. Sakurai then shows up to show us how many moves Kazuya has and oh my god. Oh no. Dear lord, that is so many. Yep, you got this, Wales.
Kazuya Mishima. This guy is a powerhouse, but before we talk about him, we have to talk about the Mii fighters for this one. And oh boy, the Bloodbath is back on the menu. You want Lloyd Irving? Too bad! He's a Mii! Devil May Cry fans may start crying at the Dante Mii. And of course, Shantae makes her Smash debut here as a Mii. But at least she gets her own music track. Maybe next time, Shantae fans. Oh, and the Dragonborn from Skyrim is here. It's cool that he's here, but not too many people requested him. But on to Kazuya himself. If you thought Terry and his combos were confusing, you ain't seen nothing yet. Kazuya is like Terry on steroids. I mean, sure, you have your regular specials. His neutral special is Devil Buster, which fires a laser forward. You can actually fire it diagonally in midair. It can hit up to 3 people because he needed that. Devil Fist is his side special, which is just a forward punch, but it will immobilize you if it hits you head on. His up special lets him spread his wings and fly, and I'm not joking. He has wings, and they can hurt you. If you thought that was bad, just wait until he picks you up and slams you into the ground, even if you're shielding. That's his down special. It's called Heaven's Door because it's going to send you to heaven. His final smash is just a massive continuous laser. Incredible. Now I hope you got a pen and paper because this fucker has enough combos to feed a small army. 31 flavors, more like 31 combos. The script is so fucking corny, dude. Why are you making me read this shit? I hope you're paying attention because here we go. Tsunami Kick, Searing Edge, Flash Punch Combo, Steel Pedal Drop, Flash Tornado, Chicken Nugget Thing, Couch Spin Kick, Twin Pistons, Sternum Smash, Jumping Summit, Spinning Demon to Left Hook, Dragon Uppercut, Tombstone Crusher, Gates of Hell, Wind God Fist, Roundhouse to Triple Spin Kicks, Rising Toe Kick, Stature Smash, Crouch Dash, Left Split Kicks, Stonehead, Demon God Fist, Oni Front Kick, Double Face Kick, Demon Scissors, Jump Sidekick, Demon's Wrath, Leaping Sidekick, Jumping Knuckle, Air Inferno, and of course, who could not forget the 10-hit combo. And how many of those moves are easy to pull off? Much less remember? Like, a few. It's also worth mentioning that this man's throws are cinematic. I really like his back throw. Me as in Dalton for some reason. I don't like it personally. I'm Wales. But it's not a DLC character without a classic mode. His route is fighting fists with fists. And as it starts off with a fight against Ryu, probably being a reference to Street Fighter X Tekken, where Ryu is his rival, next up is Captain Falcon, who references Horong. After you fight Little Mac, who references Steve Fox, and then Donkey Kong and K. Rool references Roger and Alex. Interestingly enough, the next fight is Lucario, and this might reference Pokken Tournament, as that has Tekken influences. But the penultimate battle is 6 Miis who are dressed to properly reference the soldiers of G Corporation. The final boss is Kazuya. After you beat him, you fight Metal Kazuya. This references the final boss of Tekken 7, where Hanhachi fights Kazuya in both his normal and demon form. And that is Kazuya. Good God. Where's the ibuprofen? And hookers. And coke.
Alright. Hi everyone, I'm back. And with Kazuya covered, we can move on to the final DLC character. Really, this is monumental. The end of an era. The final character added to Smash Ultimate ever. Who could it be? There won't be a Fighters Pass 3, that's pretty much confirmed, so who's this gonna be? Really, at this point, no one is off the table. What character could possibly take the final spot and live up to all that came before? Or maybe it's someone from before. Master Hand, Taboo, hell, maybe even Sakurai himself. It feels like not even Goku was off the table at this point. Well, Nintendo had a Direct on September 23rd, 2021. This was kind of a historic Direct. I mean, yeah, we got the announcement of Kirby in the Forgotten Land, Deltarune Chapter 2 came to Switch, and there was the announcement of HA! But right in the middle, we were told we'd be getting the final Mr. Sakurai Presents video on October 5th, and that's when we'd get the reveal of the final fighter. So now, all that's left to do is wait. Alright, let's do this one last time. The day was October 5th, 2021. Good news, we're back at school in person, just in time for my junior year of high school. The bad news is I can't record a reaction, but I have my good friend Glitchy Gaming right next to me, and we were actively trying to watch the video and focus on class at the same time. It was great. This one opened differently. Sakurai was looking as young as ever and got the Mii fighters right out of the way. Nothing too much of a note. Octawing and Judd hats, cool, and oh shit, Doom Guy! Well, I know who's not the final character. Odd thing of note, they played a Doom track for his reveal, but they didn't add it to a game. Weird. After that though, Sakurai talks about how long the game's been going. Yeah, I did that exact same thing actually. But without further ado, it's time. The final character. Let's see who it is. The familiar Smash Cross. Wait, what? It fades to the flaming Smash logo from the very first reveal trailer. Everyone is here now, even the newcomers. Inkling Girl should probably get her eyes checked because staring at a logo for 3.5 years probably isn't good. The logo dissolves, leaving only one spark that falls to the ground. Darkness. Everyone is now just a plastic figure. The flame brightens Mario's face. He's awake. He reaches into the fire, grabs whatever is in it and throws it because fire burns you. We see what was in the flame and it's... oh my god. Holy shit, they actually did it! It opens up a massive keyhole and what follows is a scene that can only be described as pure Disney magic. said it was impossible. They never thought it could be done, but it's real. Sora is finally here. Even Sakurai is surprised that they did it. Seeing Disney stuff in a Smash Bros video feels like the best fever dream. So, fun little bit of history. During the Smash 4 days, the fighter ballot was around. It allowed people to directly request characters for Smash, and as revealed here, Sora was the most requested character. I have a feeling that that ballot is also what got characters like K. Rool, Banjo, and Ridley in, but it's insane that Sora was able to join the game. So many people thought it was impossible because of Disney and their lawyers, but it turns out Sakurai's lawyers are more powerful. So he's really in the game, but how does he play? Well, let me tell you. Let's start off by establishing that Sora is constantly in space. What do I mean by that? Well, he has the floatiest jumps out of everyone, and his neutral air can be used 3 times in a row. Gravity fears him. His neutral attack is magic, and that's not me making a joke about it, it's literally magic. Look, it's called that. You cycle between 3 types of magic: Faraga, which shoots a fireball, or continuously shoots them if you repeatedly press a button. Next is Thundaga, which rains down 3 bolts of lightning in front of you. And finally, we have Blizzaga, which is just the Ice Climber's down special. You're not fooling anyone, Sora. His down special is Sonic Blade, and it's called that because it lets you harness the power of Sonic's homing attack. You go forward once, but then you have 2 consecutive charges, which you can choose which direction they go, or press the button to send it right towards the opponents. Aerial Sweep is Sora's up special. It's also Link's up special, he just calls it a spin attack. And for the down special, it's a counter attack. Cool. For his final smash, Sora throws you behind a door and seals you away forever by blowing it up. Funniest final smash ever. I also really like how it looks when Sora gets the final KO. Also, did you know that Sora is the light that clears the darkness? No? Well, that's what his classic mode is called, which first puts you against Dark Link and Young Link, and then we get a bunch of Game & Watches to represent the Heartless. After that you get Cloud, because he was in Kingdom Hearts, don't ask. Next we get 2 male Robins and female Robin. This is apparently Organization 13. Then is Giant Blue Ganon. Is this Hades? That looks like Hades. Was he a villain in Kingdom Hearts? I'm sure he was. Oh, it's Xehanort. Okay. Next up is Metal Sora, who references Riku's battle against Armored Ventus Nightmare from Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance, which is a real game that actually exists. But the final boss in the final DLC character's classic mode, Master and Crazy Hand. Okay. But that is Sora. It's still insanely surreal to see Kingdom Hearts, a series that is legally considered a Disney property, in Smash Bros. Seriously, that Mickey Keychain on the Keyblade cost Nintendo a good few million. It's insane that they actually did it. No, I have more to say about Sora actually. Sora is the perfect character to end Smash Ultimate with. Yes, he was the most requested character in the Fire Ballot, bringing us back to the idea of Sakurai wanting to please the fans, but more than just that. Kingdom Hearts is a crossover of Disney worlds and icons that you'd never find anywhere else, and Smash Bros is an incredibly ambitious crossover of video game worlds and icons. To combine the two just makes sense. Not only that, but the trailer makes even people who aren't fans of Kingdom Hearts feel something. The grand sweeping music, the stunning visuals, it all comes together to make for the ultimate final character. But after 50 pages of this script spent talking about the reveals, the lead up to release, the game, and all of its DLC, that's it. That's everything. Smash Ultimate on its own is an incredible game. It offered a wonderful experience with tons of characters to try out, multiple unique game modes, and over 1,000 spirit battles plus World of Light right out the gate. At launch, it was one hell of a game that you could easily spend hours playing without getting bored, and it only got better after a few updates which added a new feature here and there and some quality of life adjustments. The roster for a game was insane at launch, and the biggest Smash had ever been, but almost every DLC character expanded the roster with a new unique character that fans loved and had in some cases wanted for years. There was a clear vision for what this would be from the very moment this game was revealed. Sakurai knew what he wanted to make, and that was the ultimate Smash Bros. We got some of the biggest show-stopping reveals in the history of Smash, characters that were requested for years: Ridley, Banjo, K. Rool, Steve, even Sora. We even got hotly requested characters in the form of Miis like Sans, Cuphead, Shantae, Doomguy, Travis Touchdown, Lloyd Irving, Dante. This game, as I've stated before, was made to please the fans. You can tell there was nothing but love for the fans every step of the way. I'm gonna go off script for a second here. This game meant a lot to me during most of my teenage years, and even still to this day in my adult life. I've been talking about where I was in life during some parts of the game's history, and that's really just to show, yeah, it's kind of grown with me in a way. This game came out when I didn't have too many friends, and I kind of felt like a little bit of an outcast in my life, but I would play the game with the friends that I did have, and we grew closer together, and we still play together to this day. We still get together, and we still have fun playing this very same game. I don't know what the future holds for Smash Bros, but I'm excited to see what it holds. And of course, I'll always be grateful for what Smash Ultimate was in my life, and what it means to me. Now, back to the script. While there may be other games that try to recapture the magic of Smash Bros, no one does it like Nintendo does. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is a game that loves its fans and respects the history of the series it's part of, while also paying respects to all the franchises it represents. It allows players to have complete control over their experience to allow them to have the best time they can while playing. And over the last 6 years, I and many others have made fond memories thanks to this one game. So thank you, not just to Sakurai, but to the entire team that worked hard to make this game what it is. And thank you for watching all the way until the end.